The boy is tortured for his striking looks. The jealous bullies hate their own lack of charm. They try to make him less attractive. The school's hot boy trio seeks fame and gain. Their arrogance is excessive. They resent female students ignoring them. Angering Lu Nin gets them kicked out. The act stirs his sealed fury. A scary entity resides inside him. He faces this abuse daily at school. The three harass him and film it. They treat him like a pet, so he must obey completely, and the cycle continues. He then returns home. Normal students avoid Lu Nen. They fear being seen as his allies and becoming targets of beatings. He lives isolated and pressured. He must take a strange drug daily. A thug suddenly approaches him. He drops the vial and panics. They mock it as some freak enhancer. Lu Nin feels disgusted and hurt. They think he might fight back, but his hidden force restrains him. Brute tests Lu Nin's strength. A blonde girl arrives and orders them aside. The bald one likes Lu Nan and shows off. He apologizes and drags the group away. The girl stares at Lu Nan for long. She wonders why he's so miserable. Lu Nin stays silent. They aren't acquainted. Something specific catches her notice. She recognizes the drug. Then Lu Nan enters class. He passes her without a word and waits for class to end. Girls gossip about a strange video. It shows a monster in the city. It looks exactly like him. That night at home, Lu Nan hides his injuries from family, but something else needs hiding. His grandma sees a shoe print on his shirt, as if it had been used as a rag. Outside, the monster from the video is stalking. It spots its target. While Lu Nan bathes, a fake deliveryman approaches. He knocks on the apartment door, claims to have a package. Grandma won't open, but he barges in, startling her. The demon enters to hunt, but is shocked by her reaction. She counters swiftly with a first strike. Using blood arts and yin force skills, blood cords bind the creature. She asks who sent it. The clash is loud, but water noise blocks Lu Nan from hearing. So as unaware of the fight, the monster struggles to break free, but she proves she's the real threat. She kills it moments later. Lu Nan in the bathroom stays confused. He hides all his wounds. She does the same. Her pain fades quickly. Both want to spare each other worry. Next day at school, Lu Nan hides losing the drug, so he acts strangely. In he collapses. He wakes after school ends. Night has fallen. His head spins as darkness settles. Has been out for hours. He thinks it was a strange dream. His phone shows an incoming call. Grandma says they must move again. She knows he hates relocating, but they're forced to leave. Has isolated because he never stays long at any school. In each new place, Lu Nan's looks draw attention. His appearance keeps attracting trouble. Classmates get dragged into issues around him, making the group resentful. Eventually, the whole class turns on him. Lu Nan lives in constant sorrow. Before he can change anything, is forced to move and restart again. The years pass. Now a teen, he still can't make friends and must move again. That night, he and Saini stay silent. Saina keeps watch all night for returning creatures. She stands in his room, deep in thought, wondering how long she can keep protecting him. The apartment grows quiet again, but more monsters rise from the abyss. Truck driver passes the area. Just as the demons appear, he looks up, sees one tearing something apart, then it charges his truck. Panic makes him crash into the rail. He freezes for minutes, until more demons approach. Next morning, a guard feeds cats near the garage. Beside the truck parked in the basement, Cat senses danger and becomes frantic. It bolts, scratching the guard. This is where Lu Nan and Saina live. The guard grows suspicious. The driver opens the cargo door. Meanwhile, Lu Nan eats breakfast. Today is his last school day before moving. Saina senses a strange aura and wonders whose it is. She tells Lu Nan to leave early. Because she has important business, she gently pushes him out. Has completely confused, Lu Nan rides the elevator to floor 12. When it opens, residents see something odd. A delivery squad brushes past it. Their dark aura chills him. Its strange scent affects him, making him uneasy without knowing why. He watches the couriers curiously. When the doors close, he knows something's wrong. At Unit 2101, the couriers ring the bell as Saina prepares to fight. Downstairs, Lu Nan passes their truck. His instincts flare. He checks the cargo, puzzled by so many couriers. Shocked, he finds the truck empty. So why are so many delivering to the top floor? A violent noise erupts from the roof. A body is thrown off and crashes into a tree. Lu Nan panics, unsure if the victim lives. Someone clearly fell from above. Worried, he turns back. He sprints to the elevator, but it's disabled, so he races up the stairs. Inside the apartment, the couriers surround and attack Saina. The woman who hid her strength from Lu Nan must unleash her full power. She shreds them with blood threads before they react. The assault enrages her. When destroyed, they dissolve into smoke, leaving no remains. One last creature strikes her unexpectedly. She staggers, then instantly counterattacks. But something unexpected happens. The last one, clearly different, is likely a death spirit. It warns that its monarch is coming and she can't resist. Saina grows even more furious. Her roar echoes like a warning. She stands over it, mocking its stupidity. The demon charges, demanding answers about the location of the key. They seek it, forcing Saina to retreat. Her fury and resolve ignite fiercely. Saina suddenly restrains the creature from behind. Her threads bind it tightly. It screams, asking who she is, but only heavy breathing fills the room. Lu Nan finally reaches the rooftop level. His heartbeat feels ready to burst. He arrives at the apartment door, tries to open it while calling inside, but she stops him instantly. She pushes him back to keep him safe. That brief opening lets the demon impale her chest. Outside, Lu Nan keeps yelling to open up. Saina retaliates and tears its arm off. In the dire moment, it deduces the key as the child she protects. Realizing this, she becomes even more ferocious and unleashes greater power, confirming the enemy's suspicion. She grabs its head, declaring that those who know too much must be eliminated. In the hallway, the guard sees blood stains on the tree. Another creature attacks Lu Nan from behind the door. She has slain the other demons, but her wounds are grave. Suddenly, another monster bursts in and takes Lu Nan hostage. She stands silent and tense. It asks if the boy matters to her. She only asks it to release Lu Nan and promises to follow, but the creature distrusts her since it holds Lu Nan's life. Cornered, Sena must reveal her power to him. Lu Nan, never having seen it, is shocked speechless. Seeing her hesitate, the monster escalates. It chops off Sena's arm. Lu Nan screams in despair and horror. He lunges in and bites the creature, hard enough to rip off a chunk. It hurls Lu Nan into the wall. Seeing this, Sena knows she's out of strength. She rushes toward her grandson unguarded, but the monster ambushes her before his eyes. Lu Nan watches it impale her body. He rushes in to shield her, and is pierced through the chest as well. This creature has destroyed his entire family. In doing so, it senses a massive energy surge. Turning back, Sena's main body begins to transform. She extends her remaining arm. Red blood threads erupt around her, wrapping the demon from all sides. She tightens them, the cords compress violently, and tear the creature apart. Lu Nan lies gravely wounded, terrified by her power yet unable to think. With both near death, he can't hesitate. His mind blanks, then visions of battles between monsters and non-human warriors appear. These nights bear marks like Sena's seemingly someone else's memories. In the vision, Sena flees carrying something vital, then leaps into a vortex and vanishes, sinking into endless darkness. He sees memories not his own, then his true memories return. He wasn't always this weak. As a child, he fought back against bullies. Once a mother scolded him for hitting her son. Lu Nan knew it was self-defense against unfair abuse. After that, they left his life, leaving him lonely. No one protected him anymore. Sena holds him tightly, looking at the wound in his back. Her eyes redden with heartbreak. She resolves to do one last thing for him. As she prepares to act, she says the rebels still rule that distant land. That world's gate may open again. Sena's power floods the room. She admits she has no choice left. She will return the weapon taken from the young prince and let Lu Nan enter the fight himself. A red flame ignites in her hand. She transfers it into Lu Nan's frail body, whispering that this power is his destiny. The ceiling chains break. Energy surges through him. When she tries to touch him again, her body collapses completely. This is her tragic end. She whispers her farewell in final love. Hours or days later, unclear, Lu Nan wakes and finds she's gone, the home empty and memories fading. He reports her missing at the police station. Lu Nan returns repeatedly, hoping for clues, but she seems erased from the world. He tells police she vanished, and the culprit was a terrifying creature. It abducted her. Police think is lying, and tell him not to joke, frustrated at being dismissed. Each day he comes home disappointed. He tries to sleep, but painful memories replay. Nightmares from that day never stop. He barely sleeps and can't tell dream from reality. Weeks pass, he grows used to visiting the station. One day, has summoned back to school, leaving the principal's office. Classmates are shocked to see him. They ask if he's okay. He senses a bad omen, but doesn't know what. In P is usually the weakest, but suddenly, he outruns everyone at incredible speed. As if he's become someone else, no one can keep up. The feeling of being watched clings to him, and he doesn't know why or where it comes from. Even in distant places, the sensation persists. While searching for the watcher, he accidentally meets Luna, the most striking girl at school. She asks if he needs medicine, he says no, and they walk down the hall together. She's curious about the drug he used to take but hasn't seen lately. He says is fine now, so he doesn't need it. In truth, he quit after Sina vanished. This sparks a thought. Then he suddenly jumps up and runs off, saying it's urgent. Immediately, Luna meets the bald admirer on the stairs. He changes attitude instantly upon seeing her, trying to act gentlemanly, but she ignores him, walking the hall. She thinks that's for the best. At night, Lunan stands roadside pondering everything. He tries to understand the changes in his body. It's clearly stronger. Across the street, he sees Luna working a night shift. He never knew her part-time job was so close. Unsure whether to greet her. Just then, an old woman collecting paper appears behind him. Lunan kindly helps her because she reminds him of Say Now. He stares too long, then turns away awkwardly. After helping, he leaves. Meanwhile, a group of male students arrives at the shop where Looney works. She's annoyed to see them. They demand drinks and cigarettes, so she asks for it. They expect familiarity to bypass rules. Angry, one threatens to hit her if she refuses. His friend warns that her admirer will retaliate if he touches her. They get kicked out without buying anything. The blonde one grows furious. His friend points something out toward a homeless old woman. They give her money, telling her to buy drinks and cigarettes for them. Though poor, she refuses and advises them to avoid alcohol and smoking. They get angry, mocking her for acting righteous while poor, then force the money on her. Lunan watches nearby and ignites with anger at their disrespect. He guides her away and tells her to go home. The boys ask why he dared interfere, mocking that she must be his grandma. Lunan sees her papers crushed and his rage erupts. He tells them they'll pay. They're amused that a weakling is snapping. They drag Lunan into an alley to teach him a lesson. They shove him onto the concrete. One kicks him while another keeps watch. Lunan takes the beating, and something inside him feels like it's breaking. Each blow triggers a change in him. When he's kicked in the head, the attacker senses something off. Lunan leaps up and grabs his ankle, crushing it until bone cracks. The other hears the scream, runs over asking what Lunan is doing, and accuses him of hurting his friend. But Lunan can't control himself. Acting unlike before, he doesn't understand what's happening. He runs off seeking calm. wondering what his becoming. At a park near home, he recalls being fatally wounded that night yet surviving. Now strange strength appears, as if his body is unbreakable. Next day he returns to class. The boys from last night are classmates. The reed-haired one tries asking what happened. The military boy demands Lunan explain. He yells why a coward dares ignore him. His friend is injured and he blames Lunan. The class senses something off. The tension is ready to explode. He asks if Lunan wants to die. But then, a student defends Lunan, saying he's suffering from Seina's disappearance. The military boy slams the desk, demanding who he thinks he is. At that moment, Lunan snaps, his eyes icy cold. The glare makes the thug feel his soul crushed. Eyes that command sheer terror. He trembles, unable to stand firm, as if Lunan could kill him by sight alone. He musters courage then flees in fear. His friends realize Lunan has completely changed, has no longer the timid kid but someone who stands up to bullies. The truth leaves the class silent. That night, someone walks a dog outside. The dog senses someone rushing by and growls. It prepares to attack, but the instinct evaporates, and it retreats in fear. Lunan runs far, reaching an abandoned building. He enters to test his suspicion. Something urges him to the rooftop. Metal beams lie scattered there. He chuckles to himself, lifts his head under the moonlight, seeing a beam nearby. He gets an idea. He tries lifting the metal beam, something normal people couldn't do. He uses full strength, but it won't budge. He hopes is still normal, but the steel is already bent. He tries again with more force, dents deepen in the metal. With a final push, he lifts the entire beam, his true strength awakened. He lifts the beam overhead with one hand. His glowing eyes leave him confused about what's happening. Next day, a soft farewell is heard in class. The boy with the broken leg also returns. The class asks if he was mugged or something to end up like that. His friend asks what really happened. Did he kick a wall himself? The blonde looks at Lunan silently while his friend trembles. He presses for answers. His friend whispers to lower his voice before Lunan hears. He quickly shifts to talking about schoolwork. His friend is shocked since he never studies. He even holds the book upside down. Clearly shaken, recalling last night's stare, he remembers Lunan's terrifying gaze. At lunch break, while everyone eats, the bald boy walks to another table. He says they have too much food and must share with him. Now he eats with his group and piles of fried chicken. The selfish bully declares it's all his. Seeing the girl he likes enter, he waves to impress her, trying once more to get her attention. He even says she's too skinny and should eat more, but she ignores him completely, leaving him sitting there looking foolish. Then Luna asks Lunan if she can sit next to him. Everyone is stunned because she not only sits, but acts warmly toward him. The school bully grows enraged. His gaze radiates killing intent. After lunch he interrogates his friend. How could a weak boy break his leg? He suspects Lunan suddenly became impossibly strong, but his friend insists Lunan is strange, and definitely smashed him into the wall. He says his friend is crazy, people don't change that fast. Other students overhear, calling the story childish. The one who says it is Luna. She says it's pathetic they bully Lunan when he's weak but fear him when he's strong. She tells them to admit it. The bald one laughs, saying her words are funny. Lunan is just pretending to be tough. She challenges him to prove who's really on top. He angrily asks how she dares compare him to that loser. She steps closer, saying he should admit he's scared and there's no shame in that. Provoked, he scoffs that Lunan missiled everyone. He'll punish Lunan to prove himself. After school, Lunan texts Lunan to meet at the back gate or the bullies will keep tormenting him. The message spreads to everyone, including him. It announces an upcoming showdown. Crowds gather with phones, eager to see a weak boy defeat a villain. But this time Lunan is completely calm. He feels only emptiness. At exactly 6 p.m. he arrives. The bully stretches, boasting hell teach the loser today. The crowd debates the outcome. Most think the weakling can't win. The bald one sighs, treating the fight like entertainment. He tells Lunan not to fall too fast so he can enjoy it. Lunan stares coldly, silent as stone. His eyes show his resolve. Spectators ask when it starts, buzzing with excitement. Thrill seekers cheer on the flashy bully. He keeps bragging, saying it's unfair to hit a weakling, then smugly announces new rules. He lets Lunan land a free punch to his face. The scene becomes a spectacle. Only one person worries for Lunan, and another person fears for the bald boy. Knowing he faced a real monster, Kang arrogantly urges Lunan to strike. The punch is so fast the wind distorts his face before impact. On contact, has flung far, scattering belongings everywhere. The crowd freezes at the shocking outcome. The broken-leg boy confirms what he expected. The bully is defeated by a single blow. Not only that, he flies over everyone's heads and crashes to the ground pathetically. Teacher Lee Han is stunned. Lunan shouts angrily for him to get up. He approaches with a killing tone. Stand up, idiot! We haven't even begun. The crowd trembles in shock. Everything is the opposite of what they imagined. His gaze is terrifyingly sharp. His fist still drips the bully's blood. The bully lies flattened, begging desperately. Lunan says he won't kill him, only reeducate him. The chill in his voice freezes the opponent's face. On the rooftop, the school's most beautiful girl watches silently. She confirms everything unfolded exactly as planned. That night, a strange phenomenon occurs. A weird creature tries to break into a home. Meanwhile, the main character is returning. He enters as usual, shocked to see his only friend there. His friend says he forgot his backpack at school and asks if Lunan is okay because he changed too fast. The words make Lunan question how he has changed. He recalls today and knows he dislikes violence, but doesn't feel regret either. The creature rummages through the apartment searching for something. It panics when the door suddenly opens. When Lu Nan turns on the light, he notices nothing unusual, while the monster clings to the ceiling, waiting to strike. As he lets his guards slip, it lunges to attack, but Lu Nan has already sensed its presence. Both demand to know what the other is. They battle fiercely, the room almost destroyed. Lu Nan untouched, with an icy gaze. He dodges every blow. He grabs the creature and ends the first exchange. His strength crushes its arm. The demon panics, saying he's not human. Lu Nan freezes at the accusation, then rips off the demon's arm. The creature flees out the window in terror. It leaps off the building, thinking it can escape, but Lu Nan follows, vaulting over units as if weightless. He delivers a finishing strike from above, slamming the demon headfirst into the street. Reaching the spot, he sees it still running. It's heavily wounded and easy to track. The demon, terrified, reports that this human is not normal. As it flees, Lu Nan suddenly appears blocking its path. Both the demon and readers are horrified. Every attack it launches becomes useless against him. Lu Nan now seems like an entirely different being. Calmly, he watches it stumble away, then picks up an umbrella. With newfound internal power surging, he winds up. The umbrella slices through the air at the target. Before the creature can even see it, it's pinned straight into the wall. Lu Nan approaches, grips the umbrella, and interrogates it. It says it came for Sena. This reminds him of the night she was attacked and vanished. The demon says last month's hunters pursued her, but none returned. Lu Nan asks, "Why my grandma?" It answers the target was a former royal guard general, then asks if Sena is his grandmother. Hearing she was hunted, he grows furious and demands the reason. The demons scream they seek the key Sena kept and must seize it. With rising hatred, Lu Nan asks where the other demons who attacked her are. It says they're beyond the gate and tells Lu Nan he should know since has a demon too. Lu Nan denies it as absurd. The demon roars for him to look at himself. It questions whether his sure is human. It asks if that hand is truly human. The words leave him confused. Lu Nan looks into a shard of broken glass. The distorted reflection unsettles him. He wonders if it's right. What is he? What's happening to him? Lu Nan questions if he's becoming a monster. While he's lost, the creature uses the chance to flee. It escapes without Lu Nan noticing. A weary man walks through the rain-soaked alley. He wonders why he didn't bring an umbrella. Then he startles as something rushes past. It's the demon diving into the sewer. Meanwhile, Lu Nan runs through the rain, mind blank. His turmoil makes him stumble. A mother and child ask if he's hurt. The child trembles, saying his face looks strange. His eyes now bear an inhuman hue. Lu Nan tries to hide his abnormal appearance. Without replying, he bolts away. In the abyssal realm, storms and thunder rage. This is the world beyond the demon gate. The scout demon returns with news. A guard orders it to report to the commander. Reports Sinai is dead. No trace of her in the human realm. But it found a boy with traits of the rebel. Asked why it didn't seize him, it says the power gap was too great. It insists the boy isn't human, his breath colder than any strong demons. The unit leader grows curious. He is the demon General Kun. He asks again to confirm the accuracy. The scout swears it dares not lie. The breath felt like burning its skin. Hearing this, one beside him mutters it's insane. The general instantly kills the subordinate. His crimson eyes and icy ruthlessness slay the bearer of illogical news. Even loyal guards shudder in fear. He roars never to mention that cold burning breath again. Nonsense. On his throne, the supreme ruler rises, pondering the report. He says the mark of frostfire and the sun's radiance has appeared. The descendant of the first king still lives. Since creation, humans and the abyss have warred. The demon race has battled humanity since ancient times. When the rifts widened, countless lives were slaughtered. Then all paths to the human realm were sealed after the Great War. Thousands of silent years passed. To humans, demons became mere legend, but the final boundary will soon crack again. The sealed gateways will open, and humanity will face extinction. The story returns to the human realm. Lu Nan runs to the police station. They've found a video of his grandmother. The footage shows the moment before she vanished. Lu Nan's grandmother indeed appears in it. Police ask if she was ill, since she appeared at a medicine shop. This makes him recall the black pills she once gave him. He asks for the address by email and heads to the place in the footage. He wants to investigate because if she bought strange pills from someone, that person must know what happened. After some searching, he finds the shop. This is where she once bought the black pills. The shopkeeper coldly asks for Lu Nan's identity. Lu Nan only mentions his grandmother's name. Hearing that, the man immediately tells him to leave. After a moment's hesitation, Lu Nan realizes the shopkeeper has fled, so he decides to chase him. He can't understand why the man would abandon his shop to run. Lu Nan speeds up in pursuit. He weaves through dense traffic like air. The old man can't outrun someone who isn't human, so he turns back, intending to strike. But when he hears Lu Nan mention his grandmother, he freezes. He stops in the middle of the street, then suspiciously asks what Lu Nan just said. Lu Nan repeats, "Sana is my grandmother, she bought medicine here." Hearing this, the man is shocked and finally speaks. He says it's an extremely potent drug used to seal demon powers. He explains weak demons hiding in the human realm must use it to blend in. This makes Lu Nan wonder if she hid her power. Is he also not human? The shopkeeper asks if Lu Nan is the child Sanad carried through the rift long ago. Lu Nan demands he tell everything about her. He says Sana was an exceptional warrior, a general protecting the royal family. Then the king's brother, Kong, rebelled and led troops to seize the palace. That began days of slaughter. Countless people burned to ash in the defense. The king and queen finally fell, and Kong sacrificed thousands to claim the throne. A few loyalists escaped to the human realm. Centuries passed. A group of demons lived hidden among humans. Sana once found him during her time in hiding. Kong sent hunters after them, making him think Lu Nan was one of them. He admits as a deserter and knows they want the item Sana held when she vanished. He fears what happened. Lu Nan sorrowfully says she has died. He warns they won't stop, especially now that Luo Nan is the target. Those words enrage Lu Nan. Realizing everything revolves around him, on a rooftop, he tells himself that whether human or demon no longer matters. What he treasured most was taken, and he will not retreat. They will pay with their lives. That's all he wants now. In the demon realm, they search for survivors and confirm none lived on the death path. Thus that route is called the corridor of death. None return intact. Two demons mock humans for overconfidence, thinking sealing the gate makes them safe. They claim when the gate opens, conquering the human realm will be effortless. A redeed. Black-haired demon says the key must be with the descendant of the former king's son whom Sonai protected. The current demon king sees the child as an opportunity and orders unrest everywhere. He mobilizes troops to hunt and seize him. Back at Lu Nan's home, he searches through his grandmother's belongings and memories. A photo of the two of them ends up in his hand. He whispers that her origins or age don't matter. She was still his beloved grandmother. Lu Nan slips the photo into his coat as if keeping her last warmth. He reminds himself she will always be his only family. It's the first school day after the fight with the bald thug. Rumors spread that he took down someone everyone hated. Those who ignored him now act friendly. Lu Nan doesn't understand why they changed so fast. His friend says everyone used to fear that guy. No one dared confront him. Now they don't have to see his face anymore. The most popular girl in class keeps approaching him. She texts Lu Nan to meet her after class. Lu Nan asks why he should. His friend urges him to just agree. He even jokes congrats, Lu Nan is living like a normal student, maybe getting a girlfriend. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the bald thug vents his rage on someone else. He screams because rumors say he was beaten. A boy with a broken leg asks if they plan to take revenge on Lu Nan. His face darkens and he asks if there's any evidence against him. The group shakes their heads. He growls that a biting dog must be put down. They ambush Lu Nan's close friend. Pretending to apologize, the boy refuses, is punched instantly. The bald thug roars, asking if he's sure of his words, then lands more blows to force him to comply. He clenches his fist for the final punch, but unexpectedly, something happens. Despite humiliation, the boy resists. He strikes the bully in the face. Maybe he no longer wants to endure it. This act enrages the thug. He unleashes full force on the defenseless kid. Meanwhile, Lu Nan is on the subway, has deep in thought about events linked to the other world, then remembers his friend has been gone too long. The bullies also vanish from class. Lu Nan fears trouble and goes looking. His friend finally returns. Despite clear injuries, he claims he skipped class. He refuses to say the bullies wanted to meet Lu Nan, knowing it's a trap. Seeing Lu Nan nave, he admits he fought but is fine. He says they're not strong and he even punched the ringleader. Hearing this, Lu Nan decides to do the opposite of the advice. He'll meet them to stop them from hurting others. His friend tries to stop him, but admits Lu Nan has changed. Thanks to Lu Nan, he learned that without resisting, he'd always be a punching bag, and he wants to become strong, so he won't be trampled again. Lu Nan sees the smile as only hiding pain. Nothing his friend went through could make anyone smile. Remember Luna, the pretty girl who asked to meet? Lu Nan says he has something more important. He leaves to confront the bullies. Luna seems to understand more than he expected. At that moment, something strange appears. Hooded figures stand at the school gate. Students don't know who they are or why they're here. The bullies lead Lu Nan to an abandoned building. They dare him to go in if he's not a coward. Inside, Lu Nan prepares to talk, but is ambushed. Meanwhile, the hooded group searches the school grounds. They track their target step by step. Students have no idea they're in danger. Back in the abandoned warehouse, the bullies' first strike misses. Lu Nan counters instantly. He takes them down using minimal strength. One kick bends a metal bar. The bar even pierces the concrete floor. Lu Nan wipes out the whole group. Each hit leaves them limp. Though shaking, they still try to attack, but every blow is useless against Lu Nan. All of them fall. The bald thug is terrified. He can't understand what's happening. How could a loser defeat them all with one strike? Lu Nan's red eyes blaze as he says this is a warning. He coldly calls the thug closer. Now everyone sees the coward he truly is. The thug thinks of using a bottle to attack. He growls that Lu Nan won't leave alive, but Lu Nan shows no fear. At that moment, the fight is interrupted by sounds from the school. Monsters have appeared and are attacking students. They've come from the abyss to track the scent they seek. They strike anything in front of them, including Lu Nan's friend. The two hear chaotic screams. Lu Nan instantly senses demons on campus. Fearing for everyone, he turns his back on his enemy. The bald thug immediately strikes him from behind without hesitation. Even ambushed, Lu Nan blocks the blow and shuts the door. He counterattacks instantly. He says that the thug doesn't want to die. Stay here, the outside is deadly. Lu Nan orders him to shut up. Furious, the foolish thug decides to kill him to erase his shame. Teachers hear noise and come to check. They ask why students are causing trouble. Then they witness a monster tearing a student apart before their eyes. The creatures attack everything. Even the teachers don't escape. Everything becomes a target in their hunt for the key. Luna is in another part of the school, not yet touched by monsters. She finally hears the chaos from across campus. She runs toward it immediately, while others flee. She charges straight at the monsters. She faces the first demon. She delivers a precise kick. Using her legs as weapons, she slices past it, then leaps upward, grabs the demon's neck, tightens like a steel trap, and kills it instantly. Another demon is choking a student. Its friends run away in terror. No one dares to return. An innocent kid is about to die. Lunan appears and triggers the fire alarm that lets the monsters pinpoint their prey, and they all charge him. Lunan's plan is to lure them away from students and pull them out of crowded areas. While running, the bald thug tries to ambush him for revenge, but he doesn't realize a demon grabs him. It taunts Lunan to keep running. The thug will die. If it were him, he'd leave him. The thug screams for help. Don't just stand there. Save me. Lunan asks, why should I help? The thug turns pale with fear. The monster lifts him high. He screams he was wrong, begs forgiveness, and pleads for rescue. In his final moment, despair overtakes him. Then he sees Lunan vanish, thinking he fled, but Lunan launches a punch to save him. Without hesitation, he engages and defeats the demon. Each strike falls like a raging storm. The blows are so strong they break a wall. The bald thug witnesses this power firsthand. The one he planned to revenge is unimaginably strong. In the end, he trembles once sure the demon is dead. Shaking, he asks, are you still human? Lunan wonders the same, but he intends to answer yes. Before he can, another demon is hurled into a wall. Luna's tearing through monsters, and Lunan is briefly stunned by her strength. He wonders how she can fight so fiercely. Luna looks back at them, seeing them frozen. She sneers, you two are useless. Then she jumps and kicks the bald thug in the face, knocking him out instantly. She tells Lunan to clear the ones inside while she lures the rest away. Lunan doesn't get it, making her snap and ask if he's stupid. She explains the monsters are hunting him, so once he goes outside, they'll change direction. Suddenly, hordes of creatures flood the hallway. She yells for him to dash to the gym area. Determined to respond, Lunan launches himself. He leaps through the window and sprints toward the defense room, ignoring everything else. Upon arriving, he wonders why nothing chased him. Suddenly, the entire pack bursts through the glass. Too many for him to fight. They pin him to the floor. Slimy drool drips on his face. Then the girl's drawstring snaps loose. It coils around the monsters and kills them. All are dragged away and eliminated. In an instant, Lunan asks who she really is. Luna says save questions, handle the emergency first. Because the monsters are now flooding everywhere. Creatures push in by the dozens. The two are forced into a brutal corner. The monsters merge into a grotesque mass, forming a giant, many-eyed monster. The mutation buys them seconds to hide. Lunan wonders how to kill it. Luna says she has a plan and whispers to him. Right then the monster notices she's provoking it. She insults it as disgusting and loud. It claws at her with a huge hand, trying to crush her in one grab. She dodges and yanks down a curtain. Blinding its vision, she signals Lunan to act. Lunan gathers power in his legs, using heavy materials as weapons. He rips out a steel section of the roof and dives straight at the target, slamming the metal sheet in a killing blow. Inside the school, students have been wiped out. Another monster carries a victim. It glances through a window and sees something strange in the gym. Perhaps what it seeks is there. Outside, the giant monster is defeated, pinned to the ground by the massive steel sheet. They watch to ensure it's gone. Lunan wonders if his grandmother turned to ash like these. Luna says they should move to somewhere safe. Lunan hears a scream. It's his only friend. The boy lies in the doorway, bleeding heavily. Lunan rushes over and asks why he's hurt. Luna notices a strange shadow. She says what's beneath them is completely abnormal. Lunan asks why that matters. His friend suddenly screams in agony. Lunan ignores the warning and holds him. Just as she said, dark shadow rises behind her. Demon emerges, ready to strike. It impales both boys through the chest with its massive hand. Luna screams Lunan's name amid the chaos, but both collapse, bleeding out. The bespectacled boy and Lunan are close to death. The sensation returns like familiar pain. Like the moment he lost his grandmother, will the tragedy repeat? Losing family unleashes a flood of memories. Luna keeps calling his name. He recalls peaceful days with his grandmother, memories that sustained his heart. On his birthday, he wished to live with her in peace forever, but those beautiful memories suddenly turn into terror. His father is also gone. His last happiness vanished. He tries to hold her hand a little longer, but she turns into white dust. Before disappearing, she told him to protect, guard the gateways to the other world. The rage and memories ignite again, awakening a hidden power he's never controlled. Freezing energy surges through him. The monster panics, and even Luna steps back. She's terrified to the core. Both she and the demon know Lunan has changed. With one step, he freezes the entire space around him. His cold aura is enough to freeze even demon souls. Once he freezes the creature in front of him, he crushes it into powder, then collapses unconscious. Moments later, he wakes in an unfamiliar place. Someone has bandaged both of them. The room carries a soothing scent. Did Luna bring him to her private quarters? Stepping out, he walks through a strange, luxurious house. He sees doorframes lined with sharp steel. Past the first door, he finds an entire arsenal of weapons. This house is clearly not normal. The weapon stockpile is excessive. Sensing someone approaching, he hides and grabs a random weapon. Lunan takes a stance, almost charging. One more moment and he would kill the intruder. But it's a stunning girl. Should he attack her? A few minutes later, he examines a suspicious painting in the house. Just as Luna returns to meet him, she's finished preparing and wants to talk. Lunan begins doubting her identity and combat skills. Luna admits she thought he died that day. With those injuries, she didn't think he'd survive. She sits, praising his survival. Lunan admits he remembers nothing. She says forgetting it is actually good. After a few remarks, she suddenly drifts off topic. Lunan bows, thanking her for saving his life. She reminds him he nearly attacked his own savior earlier. The demon-powered boy wants to know what truly happened, especially about Yo Yang, who was stabbed with him. Luna smiles, saying she knew it. She assures him the boy is alive and safely treated. Lunan asks again to ensure she's not lying. She confirms completely. Lunan bursts into tears, no longer hiding it. He admits he feels relieved. The girl is confused by this kind of emotion. Lunan's tone shifts. He asks what Luna really is and why she scares him. They stare at each other in silence for seconds. The silence grows awkward. Luna stands, says she's hungry, and suggests running before eating. Lunan doesn't answer. She grumbles that because of him she hasn't eaten since last night. Then tries to leave. She yells, asking why he's acting strange and where he's going. Lunan says he can't stay in a stranger's home. Luna blocks him, saying he's too weak and might die anytime if he wants to leave. He must get past her. Lunan angrily calls his grandmother's name, nearly swings a punch at her face. His chest wound bursts open. She sternly says that's exactly what she warned. She slams him to the floor, asking why he thinks he could beat her even when healthy. He sobs that his grandmother is gone and he has no family left, then says the injured students were hurt because of him. Luna declares that from now on she will be his guardian. Lunan is stunned. She reminds him is her guest from now on. She has food prepared, but it seems burnt. The dish is pitch black. Can he even eat it? She complains she starved since yesterday to help him, and now the meal burned because they argued. Lunan hesitantly asks if there are backup ingredients. Then he shows impressive cooking skills. In the kitchen, he's even better than on the battlefield. Within minutes, he makes a feast, taught by his grandmother so he could live independently. Luna curiously asks if he was close to her. He says very close. While Luna can't understand such closeness, she asks what his grandmother was like, as the two mysterious teens seem almost like they're about to become a couple amid ordinary life. News spreads about the horrific attack. Videos and images flood the internet, but the authorities remove them, leaving the public unsure what's real. The Security Council plans to hide everything since witnesses and students defeated surviving creatures. The organization's leader remains unidentified. He demands to meet the boy immediately. His attention fixates on the child despite not knowing him. The scene shifts to a slightly romantic mood. Lunan says his grandmother was gentle and pure, though he was mischievous. She never minded. As Hez about to mention something painful, Luna interrupts, saying he's safe here. Her words make him blush. Then he says he must do something. She asks if he wants to know the creature's true nature. Luna recalls earlier and realizes Luna knows them well. Seeing the armory, he grows more worried about hidden dangers. He wonders if she truly understands demons. The narrator jokes a demon is being cooked in a pot. Luna brings Lunan to the door, saying he must go where answers and power await. They cross the bridge destroyed at the story's start. They finally reach the destination, a large Animonster defense base, a building with 3 giant rooftop screens. Lunan questions its openness for a secret group. She says secrecy doesn't require hidden location. Inside the structure, everything looks like a normal facility. They walk down a wide corridor. Luna explains the organization's centuries-long battle history. The elevator is about to close. A stoic purple-haired girl carrying a guitar enters. She doesn't greet anyone. They verify biometrics, then input a secret code. The elevator shoots off unusually fast. Luna asks if they're falling into hell. His joke annoys the purple-haired girl. He doesn't understand why. Luna just laughs loudly. They finally reach the needed floor. The girl leads them inside. They pass the research zone and the monitoring room. People inside conduct strange physical tests. They arrive at Luna's meeting point. She says this place has run for a long time, so why hasn't anyone introduced themselves to the newcomer? Lunan finds the scene overwhelmingly unfamiliar. Inside that room, he sees cameras packed across the walls, like a fully monitored steel chamber. The organization watches from behind one-way glass. A man says the one they waited for has finally arrived. While Lunan is stunned, the purple-haired girl starts preparing. Her eyes turn cold. She opens her instrument case, and inside is a weapon. She swiftly assembles the parts. Lunan grows uneasy, imagining something bad. Finishing assembly, she aims the device. She points the barrel at Lunan, giving him a bad feeling. Luna startles and asks Aylin what she's doing. Aylin says she knows exactly what she's doing and asks why that demon isn't wary of a weapon. Lunan is confused, while Luna insists this is absolutely not the right procedure. The mysterious man keeps watching through the glass. Aylin claims the fault is hers. Then she pulls the trigger. A magic bullet cuts through the air. In fact, it only grazes him. Lunan passes the reflex test. Then she fires relentlessly. Lunan darts around the room, dodging bullets and debris. Then he closes in on Aylin. A kick makes his leg feel 3 meters long. The stray shots pierce the ceiling and debris falls. They separate to avoid the rubble and dust cloud. A figure steps out of the smoke, nearly striking him. Aylin twists her weapon, clears the smoke, and becomes more serious. Lunan keeps dodging, unsure if he should counterattack, fearing losing control and being hunted as a demon. The observing leader praises him, especially his defense, but he wonders why Lunan doesn't strike back. Lunan stays silent mid-fight from overthinking. He loses focus on countering, and even his defense grows sloppy. One hit from Aylin nearly knocks him down. Luna jumps in to block the blow, shouting if Aylin is insane. She is furious at the scene, but Aylin doesn't answer. She simply lowers her weapon, then leaves the room. They record this as part of their training, and note Aylin's injured hand, wondering what it implies. The leader steps out to meet them, asking why Lunan didn't use powers or counterattack. Luna is displeased, blaming him for being harsh and not warning them. He replies he wanted true reactions, and warnings kill surprise. Lunan admits he only dodged because he feared seriously injuring A-Lin. He looks at A-Lin coldly as if certain of it, and firmly believes he was right. The leader says he underestimates A-Lin and is overconfident after only days of awakening. He reminds that demons have long tried to eliminate people with powers like Lunan. A-Lin, Enli Luna, so he asks if Lunan plans to stand still and wait to die. This is how they force Lunan to show his true power. Luna tries to interrupt, but he says he'll help Lunan grow stronger and survive the demons. But to do that, Lunan must prove his value to the organization. As they talk, a woman appears on the screen requesting to speak with the captain about the pending case. He says the discussion ends here, then walks away. Lunan asks if all monsters really need to be exterminated. The question makes the leader suspicious he cannot compromise with demons. After he leaves, Lunan stands with Luna and notices she seems sadder than usual. On the way, they meet Leoron, a special ops warrior of rank 11. Lunan compares Luna to her, saying they look alike. Luna says no, Arn looks gentle but nearly slashed him seconds earlier. Lunan still doubts, thinking they aren't that different. He remembers Luna's house full of weapons. Even Luna can't refute and says Arn is far scarier. Then she says seriously she won't accept that order. As they talk, they grow a bit closer. A medical team pushes a patient past them. Lunan finds it familiar. A clear feeling rises within him. The scene shifts to a thunderous abyss. A man trains in the darkness. He swings his sword with terrifying force, strong enough to cleave a mountain. It is the one who hates Lunan. As he trains, the king of the underworld appears. Kun kneels in respect. He says their time will come, but not yet. The king agrees the deadline is near. Kun says he knows about the gate and it will reopen. Then the scene returns to the human city. Lunan walks into the market. The old man he seeks says he was about to look for Lunan too. Lunan says he moved and came to ask for more medicine. Medicine that suppresses demon blood. He doesn't want the organization to discover his true identity. He wonders if he can use his power without hunters detecting him. The old man says he must train to control that energy. Lunan is ready to do anything he teaches, but the old man tells him not to rush. Power will come at the right time, he just needs to seek it, and the old man will guide him. After that, at school, Lunan talks with a surviving friend as the school is being rebuilt. After class, Lunan returns to his new home, Luna's house. He walks downstairs. Luna asks where he's going, sounding like a wife questioning her husband, and he replies like a secretive husband, saying he's just stepping out for air. Realizing she worries too much, she gets annoyed and says she doesn't care anymore. She turns away, voice irritated. After a couple-like quarrel, Lunan goes to the old man to begin energy training. They reach a remote, deserted zone, hidden beneath an abandoned area. Both descend stairs to the deepest level. The old man uses his power to break the ceiling barrier. Once the passage opens, he sternly demands Lunan to reveal his current abilities. The test is direct combat. The old man draws his weapon and unleashes the first technique. Lunan is shocked, seeing the staff extend and emit green energy. He knows it's extremely dangerous as the old man's speed suddenly spikes. The old man attacks non-stop, yet Lunan dodges all. This makes him accelerate even more. He realizes Lunan's true value, that Lunan refuses to counterattack. Only when enraged does he strike back. Without combat skill, he'll never be a warrior. The old man ramps up the ferocity, forcing Lunan against the wall, then delivers an unavoidable blow. Cornered, Lunan still doesn't retaliate. The old man taunts him, asking how Sana died. He says he knows she was injured fighting the Demon King. But why did the strongest warrior of demonkind fall on Earth to low-class demons? The words cause Lunan deep agony. He remembers she died to protect him. The old man scolds that it was a waste. Why die for someone so weak? The air turns icy. Lunan clenches his fists. The old man strikes the vital point and says Lunan must bear that death. And as he finishes, he senses chilling demonic frost. No doubt remains, this is the mark of the former prince. He finally learns who Lunan truly is. The past reveals the rift between humans and demons. Demons crave the human world, but humans always seal them where there is a road in. There is a road back. Humans once found the crack and marched into the demon realm, but the campaign failed disastrously. All soldiers were crushed at the gate. Only one survived to reach the demon realm, King Kan, a gentle ruler seeking peace. He saved a surviving mortal woman, an event never before seen. The two fell in love. From their love came an unprecedented life form, a half-human, half-demon child. And whom did Sine bring to the human world? The prince of the demon realm himself. Sudden fear grips the old man. Heavy rain pounds the ground violently. In the depths, the man helps Lunan stabilize his vast demonic force. He says this power could explode anytime due to its danger. After training ends, he warns Lunan to always keep that strength contained. Then he channels his own internal energy to extract the remaining demonic taint from the boy and seal it into small containers. When finished, Lunan collapses exhausted. The old man says he can now use demon force while hiding the mark, but he must fully assimilate it before using it, otherwise, the power will consume him. After that, they return to the training zone. He must actively circulate demon force to control it. When he opens the first vial, massive black energy spreads, and he exerts all strength to withstand it. From here, the true physical training begins. Before he can gather his thoughts, Giant Fist suddenly smashes into him, flinging Lunan tens of meters away. slamming him into the stone wall. The old man calmly says this is only the opening. Lu Nan must endure and overcome countless other trials. His opponent is condensed demon force from himself. It is the embodiment of his own demonic power, from just one small vial yet forming such a giant shape. Even though he fights with all he has, the entity overwhelms him in every way, and delivers a blow nearly knocking Lu Nan out instantly, leaving him on the verge of unconsciousness. Lu Nan begins doubting if he can defeat his own power and fears a grim end. The more he thinks, the more his rage erupts, triggering uncontrollable demon force. He counterattacks the entity. In fury, his strikes match the opponent's. The old man waits outside to avoid collateral damage and watches closely. He sees the battle becoming equal, but finds it absurd that an illusion can produce such power, frightening him that Lu Nan might self-destruct. Thinking so, he tries to open the sealed zone to stop disaster, but Lu Nan's demon force is too strong, preventing him from breaking the entrance seal. Fear shows clearly on the old man's face. The force lock in the door reminds him of royal authority. Lu Nan only lacked hatred. On the battlefield, Lu Nan collapses after being utterly overwhelmed. His face shows complete exhaustion. Our hero stands at the brink of defeat and losing his soul. But even shattered, Lu Nan refuses to surrender. He remains determined not to leave the fight. His will sharpens. When the entity reaches out to touch him, he snaps awake instantly, awakening. He finds the old man sitting beside him waiting for him to recover. The old man admits he didn't foresee such a major incident. He apologizes for trying to ease the pressure but causing consequences. Contrary to expectations, Lu Nan stays calm. He only wants to know what just happened. The man says Lu Nan's demon force went out of control. What he always feared has happened again, so is disappointed he lost control once more. Even so, Lu Nan vows to master his power even at the cost of his life. The old man softly tells him not to die. The scene shifts to the demon realm where thunder roars amid a raging sky. Inside a fortress, the king awaits news. Demons report food supplies dwindling, making the demon realm unsustainable. So they want to cross into the human world for new resources. A demon asks how long the people will believe Chen's promise to open the gate. The doubt angers the king. The servant immediately kneels begging for mercy. After he leaves, the king orders Qin summoned. The king says their world nears collapse and his throne will fall if they delay. A demon messenger finds Qin before the unopened gate. He reports the king is calling Qun, then asks if Qun feels bothered. Qun says no. Though a royal swordsman, he still can't grasp the will of the two rulers. This makes Qun take notice and speak. He says the king's eyes and ears are everywhere, and he climbed to the right-hand position through strength and bloodshed, so the servant should be careful to avoid death. Leaving that place, the demon nods and remembers the warning. The scene shifts back to the human world. In the young duo's home, they wash dishes together after dinner. Luna says Ronan has snuck out at night for a week like a stray cat and asks where he's been. Lu Nan says he just walks around, making her doubt him because the excuse is too unconvincing. Though worried, she still isn't told the truth. Luna says she understands the difficulty, but he shouldn't hide secrets in their relationship. This makes Lu Nan wonder what their relationship is. The author seems to hint at romance between them. After the talk, Lu Nan continues training with many vials hanging from the cavern ceiling. He says is ready. The old man solemnly prepares to begin and lets him release multiple vials, releasing them all at once. When they open simultaneously, demon smoke engulfs the cave. The old man warns Lu Nan not to relax before his own power. Dense black entities form and rush to attack Lu Nan. Lu Nan dodges every blow and stays focused, dissolving each strike. He says he can read their movements and starts counterattacking. The old man notes his speed has skyrocketed in just a week, but he reminds him that even if he seems beyond the demon king, this power can't be underestimated as it is the demon realm's supreme legacy. Thus Lu Nan's demon force manifests in each surrounding entity, each representing a trait: speed, strength, cold aura and shielding, and an undying flame. All are aspects of the power within him. Lu Nan says he's ready to erase them all. He breathes deeply to steady himself, then charges. When struck, the entity disintegrates instantly rather than falling. They just burst into smoke, leaving him unsure how to destroy them fully. They grow stronger and attack from range. The fight seems decided from the first minute, but then turns chaotic. Lu Nan tries to overwhelm them. The old man watches and admits his close to mastering demon force. Lu Nan unleashes a series of moves, using environmental elements for defense, creating adaptive responses, thus gaining experience in combat instinct. Now he can strike the monster's head in. Finally, Lu Nan lands a hit on one entity, breaking its horn. Thanks to that, the power the entity represents returns as Lu Nan's own ability, making him even stronger. He unleashes a sweeping strike, casting frost across the battlefield. Lu Nan realizes the power is too fierce and spreading, enveloping all other entities. Even the old man above is nearly caught. He is shocked yet proud. Lu Nan has succeeded, while Lu Nan secretly owns his strength. Luna, a member of an organization, also trains with her team. Her suit is slightly distracting. She notices the girl opposite her. This girl is extremely striking and clearly a strong rival. The goal of the session is to reach floor 10 after clearing the trial. Luna focuses completely on the test. The race begins and they sprint off instantly. Competition is ruthless. They move like ninjas. Luna runs along walls while the rival climbs structures. Luna taunts that she's faster, but the purple-haired girl flips midair and overtakes her. Luna knows this rival won't lose easily. Meanwhile, normal trainees struggle on the lower floors. A girl with giant game-like gauntlets also joins the race. Though cameras warn against assist devices, she ignores it. The two leaders keep competing to reach the top first. Lyaren teases that she didn't expect Luna to be this slow. intensifying the rivalry. Viewers praise the duel and hope it pushes both to grow stronger. When one leader, Jihu, asks where the boy once brought in now is, a researcher arrives reporting something important to see. It's the head of defense research for Unit 11,000. She and her superior go to the ward to see a boy, a student who survived the attack school and has been treated long. What stands out to the leaders is his strange file, because when found, he was dead, but during debris clearing he showed signs of life. So he was taken to emergency care with the wounded. The leader finds this unbelievable and asks for confirmation he truly died then revived. The woman confirms and says medicine keeps him asleep, stopping it will wake him. The M1 chief decides to keep him as is and monitor closely. When they leave, the boy's hand twitches. Another day passes and night falls. Lu Nan again sneaks out for secret training. Luna sees him vanish nightly and doesn't know why. Lu Nan undergoes extremely harsh training. His master says his demon force exceeds all limits. Since Lu Nan controls it better, he raises the challenge. Using gigantic spinning wheels to attack him, Lu Nan knows the opponent now isn't demon force, but the master himself is pressured by the assault. The wheels chase him relentlessly, though Lu Nan dodges non-stop. They never stop. Finally, dodging once more, he decides he must block them. Seeing his stance and eyes, the master realizes Lu Nan has chosen the optimal combat option. The usually gentle master intensifies his techniques, constantly closing in on Lu Nan. Lu Nan uses the spinning wheels themselves. When their rotation slows, he hurls them into the others. His strength cuts through even the paths of the giant wheels. And then, he stops all the objects. Now the master steps fully into the arena. He enlarges himself and declares hell go all out. Lu Nan must give everything to defeat him, nothing less. The master's real name is Mu Jin, former commander of the demon army. He fled to the human world and aids exiled monster clans. Now he looks fierce, massive, with steel-hard skin. Lu Nan charges to face the giant, but all his attacks bounce off. Completely ineffective. Mu Jin declares his turn and punches Lu Nan's chest. The blow tears through Lu Nan's guard, denting the wall. The impact flings Lu Nan instantly. The strike's force nearly knocks him out, making his vision spin. Mu Jin keeps attacking without giving Lu Nan rest. His next strike carries massive power, but Lu Nan redirects the blow and reduces the damage. Mu Jin says his transformed body is invulnerable, so Lu Nan must hit with full power. The two plunge into a fierce battle. The pressure shakes the ground above, even though they are deep underground. The master decides to get even more serious. The fight will not be easy. Lu Nan must bear all the pressure. They trade blows stronger than before. With each clash, he feels Lu Nan evolving by the second, until even his invincible body begins to feel it. He realizes Lu Nan's offense and defensive surge. Watching closely, he sees Lu Nan's eyes shine. As they throw another punch, Lu Nan's strike erupts with terrifying destructive force, leveling the entire training ground and forcing the master out of transformation. Then he understands Lu Nan had demon forced the whole fight. Using only a small fraction caused such devastation, meaning he's ready to control all his power. The next morning, Luna, our beauty, sleeps peacefully in deep slumber. Someone has cleaned the house and cooked breakfast. She wakes to see everything tidy and is shocked. Lu Nan is acting like an unbelievable model husband. He returned early, woke before her, and did all chores. She sits down, served by the future father of 6 children. In the morning, Lu Nan says he used to feel tired but now feels better. Luna thinks his nightly outings are the reason. She reminds him he can do what he wants, but should consider the feelings of someone who worries for him. Lu Nan asks if she worries about him. Realizing her slip, Luna blushes and dodges. She mutters nonsense in embarrassment, then thinks and corrects herself. She says she worries he might get hurt, because then she would be affected to nothing more. Lu Nan apologizes, saying since his mother died no one has cared for him. His gentle voice and eyes make Lu Nan's heart flutter. She instantly denies it, saying she's a warrior, not a love-struck girl. When Lu Nan is ready, she tells him to come with her to the organization. As they walk down the corridor, Lu Nan sees his reflection and wonders what is changing. He wonders if Luna saw his mark that day. He recalls transforming at school, certain the demon mark was exposed, worrying him, so he asks Luna if M1 can distinguish monsters from superhumans. Luna says monster humanoids reveal their forms and marks when using powers. This reassures Lu Nan she likely didn't notice his mark and M1 only thinks monsters hunt him a superhuman. But his master's words about Seina's death and demons targeting him still haunt him. He sinks into thought. Luna asks what he's worried about, but Lu Nan stays silent, thinking of the threat. He wants to know what demons truly seek in him. Lu Nan unconsciously crushes a nearby rock. Luna suggests they visit another place before M1. Meanwhile, ordinary students arrive at school as usual. The former bully now acts meek, politely asking for money for food and medicine, but students ignore him. When his old gang shows up, he's forced to act tough again. The bespectacled boy tells him to stop pretending. Everyone saw him crying and begging Lu Nan like a coward. He says if he were him, he'd drop out from shame. Those honest words hit hard. They sounded like a blunt truth. They slapped the bully's pride. The bald guy insisted he was still the strongest, but no one feared him anymore. Only despised him. Their eyes shattered his psyche, exposing his weakness. Meanwhile, Ronan sat on the bus with Luna. They watched students laughing on their way to class. The scene warmed yet pained Ronan, knowing he couldn't return to normal life. After a while, they arrived. Luna asked if standing here was too risky with monsters hunting him, passing Luna's old workplace. Ronan asked why she quit. She said the job was awful. Ronan knew M1 funded her, guessing she worked nearby to watch him. The thought made him fall silent. Ronan's first stop was his home, and he froze at the door. Luna noticed and asked if he was okay. Ronan hid the truth, saying he just remembered the past. He said he needed to find something inside, behind that door. were belongings had abandoned long ago. He wasn't sure what he was looking for. He only remembered they were searching for a keychain, so he guessed it might be here. He rummaged without naming a target. Luna saw a photo of Ronan and Granny Santa. Strangely, it felt familiar to her. Ronan quit searching, finding nothing. Luna asked, but he stayed quiet. He remained silent and suggested they head back. Meanwhile, on M1, the unconscious boy opened his eyes. He gasped as if unable to breathe enough air. Removing his oxygen mask, he calmed and immediately asked where Ronan was. After stabilizing him, they drew his blood for tests. The doctor was shocked because it was an extremely rare type. The once gentle doctor now acted cold. She said if he allowed testing, she'd tell him what he wanted. She reported Ronan was safe and recovering. He reacted calmly. He asked if he could leave to meet Ronan, but was denied and told to rest. Later, during break time, he slipped out of the ward, went to the sample storage, saying he'd found what he needed. A pink-haired girl caught him, calling him suspicious and asking what he took. But when she looked closely, she realized he was extremely handsome. Seeing her soften, he gave a polite smile and hid the item behind his back. It was 2 sample tubes he'd stolen. A nurse arrived at that moment, scolding them for being here instead of training. As she pushed them out, one sample slipped from his hand and hit the floor. He asked why he was labeled a biohazard risk. The doctor ordered the pink-haired girl to leave before answering. The nurse told him to return to his room to learn the truth. She pressed the activation button on his tracking bracelet. Leaving the room, she paused briefly, then was yanked back by the pink-haired girl and dragged into the sample room. Moments later, silence fell and red stains spread on the glass. The boy walked out wearing a doctor's coat. Glancing at the blood-smeared door, he smiled at the color of life. Maybe he had fooled Ronan from the start, or he was the demon attacker. In the training hall, a rumor spread fast. They said Lee Aaron had been attacked by a normal human. No one dared confront her because everyone feared her. An agent approached to find her. He questioned how a veteran was troubled by a newly awakened civilian, while the boy stayed calm. But the girl ignored him completely. That made him lose his temper. He wondered how terrifying the opponent must be for the story to be true. Then the person they discussed appeared at the center, making all agents tense up. The newcomer was Ronan, the one she first attacked before Luna intervened. Everyone was eager to see if the rumors about his strength were true. The mischievous pink-haired girl praised his looks, the only one admiring him. The others showed hostility. The leader asked if he came to take the assessment. Ronan had never said he would join that test. He only said they shared a demon enemy, so he'd cooperate without being bound. During the talk, I couldn't hear his words at all. While Ronan spoke with Luna, a man stepped out. He stood behind Ronan, calling the cooperation meaningless. He mocked Ronan for placing himself equal to those training here. He confronted Ronan, and the veteran saw a chance to intimidate the newcomer. Criticizing his eyes, he shifted beside the leader, asking permission to teach the rookie a basic lesson. The duel was approved if Ronan agreed. At that moment, another staff member entered the room where the incident happened. Opening the door, she saw the space drenched in red and panicked. She found a body separated from its head. Back at the training ground, the veteran forced Ronan to pick a weapon, but he refused outright. He said fists were enough. His tone made the pink-haired girl swoon, declaring she was smitten. She cheered for him eagerly. Many disliked his arrogant aura. Identical to Lee Arum, that's why the veteran was determined to beat him. He had once been humiliated by Lee Arum. Punishing someone who resembled her pleased him. The fight began with the veteran's sudden charge. He circled behind Ronan, bragging about his speed. He claimed he was too fast for Ronan to see. Indeed, Ronan couldn't track him because he hid in blind spots. The veteran boasted he was the fastest in the team. After multiple shifts, he struck from hidden angles but was unexpectedly read by Ronan. Ronan turned, marked the spot precisely, then slammed a punch on his head like a falling boulder. The heavy blow knocked the veteran out in one hit. Ronan clenched his fist. He told himself he had held back with all his might. The coach saw from afar that he fought with eyes closed, relying entirely on hearing a master's skill. The pink-haired girl was obsessed, wanting to challenge him in battle and in bed. Lee Arum watched every moment. Ronan feared his mark bursting out, so he kept his eyes shut to restrain it, and he seemed to succeed. From afar, Lee Arum saw he had changed too quickly in a short time. During the test, Ronan's friend, uncertain whether possessed, hid in a doorway. He was still cowering there. Getting scared again was foolish. The newcomer asked if he belonged to the medical team, then noticed his bloodstained coat and doctor badge. Guan instantly sensed something was wrong. Meanwhile, in the human realm, in the demon realm, Chen sat holding a glass jar. Inside, a tiny creature was about to emerge. He observed its hatching. A dark mass seeped out like an alien organism. He said this parasite could possess bodies and control minds, a horror born of darkness. We returned to the unlucky doctor who discovered Ronan's friend. He soon shared the same fate as the previous dead doctor. Back at the training ground, the veteran might join the medical team's fate. Still frozen mid-pose from being punched, a little reader-exclusive perk. Ronan worried about his condition. Luna asked why he stared, telling him not to worry, medics would handle it, and the pair resumed their banter. Lee Arum found the scene amusing. Luna asked why she was laughing, trying to protect Ronan's dignity. The two women faced off. Ronan panicked, and the pink-haired girl wildly cheered as the base leader arrived. He said with that intuition, Ronan likely had a special sensing ability that could surpass others if trained. Their talk was cut off by blaring alarms. A breach signal. The two girls were stunned. This place was supposed to be impenetrable. Everyone questioned if it was a demon entity. Ronan wondered if they had tracked him here. The commander ordered all units to battle positions. Non-combatants had to evacuate. Ronan said he could fight, but the leader told him to leave like a civilian. He insisted he could make a difference, but the leader said his unfamiliar face would hinder operations that could cause agents to misidentify targets. Luna proposed escorting Ronan out since he had no access clearance. The crazy girl cut in, volunteering to guide the handsome boy. Amid the chaos, they called for the superior who held a key role. He ordered the crazy girl to escort Ronan, while Luna joined the battle line. C said not to worry, she'd protect the good-looking guy. She signaled him to follow. The entire base formed search formations for the intruder. Everyone took combat stance. During the sweep, they found the first victim in the lab, clearly killed by the intruder. In the hallway, Ronan asked if such cases happened before. She said yes, but long before she joined. She reassured him, then shamelessly flirted, promising a private thank you later. Ronan grew more suspicious, wondering why this rare event aligned with his arrival. While passing a safe corridor, they unexpectedly met his old friend. It was Ronan's first time seeing him since the accident. He was stunned. His friend immediately hugged him. For a moment, his face was icicled, then it shifted to cheerful energy. He recognized him as the one she'd met before. The handsome guy from the clinic. Cheered now she had two hotties. Even more thrilled, Ronan's friend said this wasn't the time to joke. Alarms meant immediate retreat. The crazy girl grew even more hyped, saying she'd protect both pretty boys. In the security room, the leader monitored the feeds. The analysis team found footage of the moment of the killing. The attacker was a medical staffer shot down. They ordered zoom in. Looking closer, it was clearly the resurrected boy, now the intruder. A capture order was issued. Ironically, he was currently with Ronan and the chatterbox girl. She brought them into security zone 1 to keep them safe. C said she'd get water and told them to stay put. Ronan's friend said they were safe, but Ronan still pondered. Had been told his friend was treated in a top-secret place, which turned out to be Zone 1. Ronan asked if he was truly okay. Since the injury had been severe and hard to believe, no one thought he would survive, yet his chest wound healed. Ronan accepted the explanation. He said he was glad his friend lived and promised to protect him from now on. He spoke that promise with full sincerity, but Yoon asked whether he really thought he could protect him. Did he truly have that ability? He said Ronan was the reason he was grievously injured and brought here. A few simple words stunned Ronan. At that moment, C returned with the water. We don't know what else was said. Ronan sat silently, weighed down. In the lab, they located the intruder from the footage. It was in the security zone. The leader said Ronan and the female trainee were also sheltering there. A staffer pulled up the zone's camera. They saw the three standing together, the culprit casually beside them. They asked if they should deploy troops immediately, but the biochem professor said C had triggered the security lock, blocking outside access. Powerless. They asked about authority. Was this patient under the professor's responsibility? The commander said all they could do now was watch, and that was what they did. They kept observing the trio through the cameras, while the control room was tense. The pink-haired girl was thrilled Ronan was cool, and the other boy was handsome. Though a bit thin, he was eye-catching. When Sihi returned with water, the mood suddenly dropped. As if something had happened, she assumed the two boys had fought over her irresistible divine beauty. She wondered which one to claim. Maybe the serious one fit her taste. Lost in thought, she noticed Ronan's friend's coat. The bloodstains on the doctor's coat reminded her, why was he wearing that? He said he spilled blood samples in the lab, dirtying the coat. Then he grabbed her shoulders, reminding her they had gotten into trouble earlier for something similar. His tone clearly off, sending chills down Sia's spine. The guy she liked was now threatening her. Seeing her fear, his dark nature surfaced. Ronan noticed and quickly stopped his friend. Where had the fragile boy from the start gone? Ronan asked what had happened to him. The person before them was clearly no longer him. He dropped the act and burst into manic laughter, like someone just exposed. Ronan instantly understood what he was. He shouted for Sia to run. In the control room, scientists were ordered to switch to room 2. The department head appeared in 3D, warning Sia the intruder was right in front of her. Ronan, Sihei, and everyone saw Gius alert. The message showed the intruder's name. Immediately, the old friend lunged with claws towards C. She froze, certain to be struck. Ronan rushed in, blocking the attack and holding the creature's arm. What was he? Truly, he only sneered, refusing to answer. To Ronan, his hand was proof of demonic nature. C now understood and counterattacked. Unyang dissolved into shadow and vanished like smoke. Only empty space remained before C. She didn't know where he went. The control room also lost visual of him on camera. The professor said this creature matched the one from the school incident. Likely it had taken over a student. That possibility horrified her. An agent asked why she believed a monster could truly parasitize humans. Jiu said if any species could do that, it was one they themselves created. She believed Unyang was an exceptional case worthy of study, a deadly mistake. The commander thought Ronan could subdue it. Their excessive trust in Ronan shocked her. She still believed capturing Unyang alive was impossible. The parasite appeared before C again. It turned into shadow and lunged. The opening move was a brutal punch straight to her chest. Ronan countered, aiming at his old friend's body. But the creature was faster, vanishing into shadow before impact. As long as it hid there, they couldn't hit it. Ronan began hearing Yunyang's true cries for help from within. The worsening wails panicked him. Was he killing his friend's body? The demon popped out before him. It delighted in Ronan's pain and prepared to strike. C rushed in to block the blow in time, even forcing the parasite to step back. But in truth, Unyang was never pressured. Instead, Sihi and Ronan were already battered. At least they understood his power. Everything relied on shadow concealment. Ronan sought a way to counter this creature. He remembered the last time he saw his friend, the same shadow had appeared. Across both moments, Ronan was sure they died. With only his regeneration saving him, Ronan believed Yang was dead and the body fully taken. He told Sihye to press her back to the wall. Far from the room's center, Ronan stepped to the center and unleashed a spatial-shattering strike. He smashed the room's only light bulb. Darkness swallowed everything. Cameras were useless. Reports made superiors wonder why the boy handicapped himself. That action seemed to put him at a disadvantage, but Ronan believed if there was no light, then no shadow to hide, and shadow disappears when no light exists to cast it. Yang laughed, asking if Ronan thought he could find him in pitch black, mocking his old promise to protect. While the demon taunted, Ronan recalled fighting with closed eyes in the earlier trial. Back then he relied purely on instinct. Now the same, just sensing, not seeing, and he felt its position. His sharpened senses awakened the demon eyes within him. The creature still believed itself invisible, but while it boosted, its worst nightmare stood beside it. A hammer-like punch crashed down. Then Ronan surged forward, determined to finish it. Yang was stunned to be detected in the dark. Now was taking a barrage of crushing blows. Ronan ended with a kick to its chest. It slammed into the wall. Each impact made its body spit blood. The parasite controlling Yang began begging. Would Ronan kill his friend's body? Ronan replied coldly, "Friends, don't be absurd. Yang is dead. You're just using his body." Rage surged to its peak in Ronan. Killing intent chilled the entire room. The demon finally realized Ronan was no longer weak, and he now controlled the Unsunruli power. It had no time to think further, only that it must report this to Chen, but too late. It was completely frozen within seconds. With a single burst of energy, his body turned to ice, and Ronan shattered it. A blue flash exploded, captured by cameras as power returned. This made the research chief intensely curious. The demon possessing Deng Haiyan crumbled to ash, gone forever. In that bleak moment, Ronan thought Yang now had no grave. Unfair for someone who did nothing wrong. When the rescue team rushed in, they found the room coated in frost like white snow. The leader asked if everything was resolved. Ronan walked past silently, saying nothing. He left with a heavy, sorrowful silhouette. Soon after, the M1 commander gathered the team to investigate. The research chief reported that on the incident day, Yang had already died. She confirmed demons took over student corpses. They always turned to ash, leaving no samples. She thought this was a golden chance to study a parasite sample, but she underestimated it due to no early signs. They asked why the demon chose an ordinary child. The M1 commander said Yang was Ronan's friend. It must have taken the body to get close to Ronan. Zhu concluded the demons were hunting Ronan, but he didn't know why the boy mattered so much. While they debated, Ronan quietly left the base. He thought the same. He was the true target, and if demons could possess humans, no one could be trusted. Exhausted, he walked on, and Li Aram waited behind him. She asked why he hesitated to kill the demon. To Ronan, the question was meaningless, so he stayed silent. She said if he hadn't hesitated, he wouldn't have been hurt. Ronan walked past her, saying simply, Yang was my friend, of course I hesitated. But Li Aram refused to accept that. She insisted it was just a corpse. There was no reason for emotion. She irritated everyone. Ronan turned back, anger rising enough to act, but Luna arrived like an angel, stopping Aram's provocation. She said hesitation was natural when the enemy wore a friend's face. Luna was upset. How could Aram say that to someone who just killed his own friend? Still, Aram stayed proud, saying M1 wasn't a place for weakness. She challenged Luna if she sympathized. She was weak too. Ronan didn't care anymore. He left the two behind. Whether the pain was for his friend or from wanting to escape the chaos was unclear. The analysis room kept reviewing the battle footage. After the blackout, they saw a flash, then an explosion, comparing it to a microwave burst. Yet nothing was burned. Something else exploded. Strangely, despite the blast, the walls froze over. Thinking deeper, the professor concluded Ronan had a dual virus attribute, two opposing, extreme elements. She was astonished. She never imagined anyone could reach such an elemental level. While they analyzed Ronan's power, he went to speak with his master. He recounted everything and how they cruelly used Yang's corpse even after death. Ronan had only come to support Fan Nan and Muzin. Every time he killed one demon, another appeared. He desperately wanted to know the cause and limits of this death cycle. He asked his companion about the demon's purpose and what knowledge he held. Muzin focused, then said it was time to reveal the secret. He summoned a being and placed it before Ronan. The creature rose and bowed to him. Ronan was completely bewildered by the scene. The old man explained it was a royal blood reverence ritual. Ronan was stunned by the truth revealed. He said the demon realm had once been annihilated in a sea of fire. Kung's forces invaded the capital, and their mission was to protect the king. Muzin had been King Kan's close royal guard. When catastrophe struck, he was powerless before it, and failed his duty as protector. Kung, the king's younger brother, despised Kan for marrying a human and having a child. He plotted a coup to seize the throne. The two brothers fought a battle that shook the entire demon realm. King Kan possessed overwhelming power, but Kung used dirty tricks, grievously wounding him. The guards fled, abandoning the capital. Muzin escaped the demon realm in the chaos, and hid among humans for a long time. That battle left an unforgettable terror. Kan's death drove them to despair. He revealed Senna, Ronan's grandmother, was also part of the royal guard. Ronan was actually King Kan's son, brought to the human world by Senna. To save him from Kung's purge, Muzin first thought he was just ordinary demon folk, but he realized Ronan was the true heir. The proof was the eternal blue flame within him. that power was the royal insignia of demon kingship. Senna had never told Ronan anything. Mujin said Kung had taken the throne and must eliminate the heir. He wanted to kill Ronan and steal the legal key to become king. A voice wondered why they were now in a different place. Mujin said the fate of both races rested in Ronan's hands. He must not die. Now the young hero ran from those memories. He tried to hide the pain rising in his eyes. He told himself he had to grow stronger and bear the burden. A night scene of the collapsing capital appeared. His mother, a human, held her infant amid the chaos. She only hoped her husband's death wouldn't take them too. The tale said Senna delayed the war to let Ronan grow safely, because once his key identity surfaced, had no peace. That night Mujin returned to the capital. He thought all had turned to ash with the king's death. He and the soldiers sought escape through a spatial rift into the human world. The king's death forced them to pass through before the portal closed. Ronan's power could also activate the gate. This was another reason Kung hunted him. He wanted to use Ronan to open the path to invade humanity whom he hated. If successful, the Demon King and his troops would flood the human world. His plan was to exterminate all humans. The story returned to Ronan under the heavy rain. He now understood he was the spark that could burn the world. The power he was learning to control was the very key that opened the realms. Demons stood guard across the rift. The current king arrived to inspect the strange tremors. His subordinates reported the gate was resonating with the key's power. This phenomenon had only appeared recently, meaning the key's power had fully awakened. A commander feared the boy might seal the gate from their side. If that happened, the remaining rifts would close and they'd lose access to the human world. Kung raged, demanding to know why Qin hadn't finished his mission. Qin had failed repeatedly. He only guarded the rift day and night. Standing at the sea's edge, Qin stared at the water. Now he was certain the key had awakened. The child of the queen had finally stirred to power. The memory of that fateful day resurfaces. Human mother Hu Jun entrusts her son Lunan to Sena. She does so he might live if she dies. That night Lunan is placed in Sena's care. She takes the child and begins a life-or-death journey. Sena faces another painful decision that night. She seeks out someone close. It is her son, Kun. In her arms is his baby sister. She is relieved is safely hiding with the girl. Then she says she must fulfill a great mission. She tells him to flee with his sister once she leaves. She shouts there's no time to explain, just obey. She says at the forest's end is a stone shed where someone awaits this cord. She hugs him once more and promises to return. That image becomes Kun's final memory of her. He realizes the baby is of Empress blood. She tells Kun to protect his sister because he is strong, and that night is left utterly alone, bearing the duty of keeping his sister safe. From that moment on, hatred for humans grows as he thinks they stole his mother. That night Kin follows her instructions exactly. He reaches the place she named, but the people waiting are now cold corpses. They were slain by the new king's troops. Kun calls for his mother in despair, hoping she's still nearby, but he never sees her again after that night. The pain nearly crushes a child's mind. Years later, returning there, he understands she fled to the human realm and did so at a mortal's plea. Now in the new king's castle, soldiers report Kun is missing. Subordinates assume he fled under guilt. The king erupts in fury. He orders elite troops to keep the rift from closing. A subordinate warns it may kill them all. Another screams the order is absolute, so the servant must obey at once. He curses the decaying state of the demon realm, and all this collapse he blames on King Kin's former right hand. He has hated Kun since their first meeting. When Kin rebelled and ignited demon civil war, one day two kids wander seeking Kun's soldiers. They ask to join but are mocked. Yet the boy refuses to back down. He boldly vows to surpass all soldiers. The troops feel deeply insulted. Too arrogant for a child. That is the servant's first time seeing Kun. Back then Kun is only a teen. He shouts he wants to serve Kong. Though soldiers stop him, the servant asks his identity. They say Kun is a orphan stray, but his eyes make the servant keep him. He asks if Kun wants to be a soldier of Kong, and says to be a pillar of the army. One must be ready to die for the commander. He mocks Kun and demands he give up what he treasures most. To prove loyalty instantly, Kun's sister clings to him trembling. Understanding, the servant sees Kun won't trade what he cherishes, so he turns away and orders both kids expelled. Tension and suffocation grow in that place over time. Much later, Kun returns, crying he'll serve Kong at any cost. His face that night burns with resolve and tears. The servant has always hated that terrifying stubbornness. The narrator wonders if anyone else senses the same oddity. A rift exists between the two realms, splitting space. The deeper one goes, the narrower and suffocating it becomes. Space contracts as if to crush intruders. Its defense system may trigger and trap trespassers to death. Kun forces through and is attacked by red tendrils. Though at peak power, he never expected something capable of binding him. He tries looking down the trench's bottom. The end of the tunnel between the two worlds. Memories of abandoning his sister in the forest surge back. He recalls draping his coat over her and giving her their mother's bracelet. That night he promised he would return. The girl waited with small, steadfast faith. She told him not to worry. She wouldn't be afraid. Kun believes abandoning her proved loyalty to Kong just as their mother once abandoned them. The memory cuts like a blade. Realizing his repeating that tragedy enrages him. Thus trapped between realms, he wavers not. He recalls years of harsh training under Kong and all he sacrificed. As Itachi said, one without hatred is no power. Fueled by surging hate, Kun breaks the chains. Meanwhile, Lunan tells himself he must grow stronger, because he is the key to protecting humanity. Seeing a moth, he remembers his grandmother's words about guiding light. A familiar feeling touches an old memory. That night he returned late from training and found Luna still awake. She gently checked on him and reminded him they'd leave early next morning. Lunan wants clarity, especially about what she once said, about being his protector, but Luna brushes it off and tells him to sleep. Vexing the narrator on his behalf, Lunan recalls when she assured him he need not fear with her around. Next morning they arrive M1 on time. Pink-haired girl runs into the station toward the benefactor who saved her life. She cheerfully asks if Lunan remembers her. Luna instantly blocks him as if claiming ownership. The tiny pink-haired girl dangles when lifted. The two argue. C asks if Luna is Lunan's lover, while Lunan freezes. Baffled by women, their quarrel stops when the professor arrives and calls Sia to training, so Sia loses her chance to cling to the male lead. Dragged away, she still shouts confessions. Luna sighs in relief as the rival leaves. The narrator mocks her for being foolish. The professor orders Luna into the training room. Leaving Lunan, she asks if Luna thinks she must guard him constantly. The question feels oddly naive. Luna says Lunan isn't registered, so she stays close to assist, but the department head forces her to go, saying that's not her duty. Lunan politely reassures her to focus on training. Left alone, Luna looks visibly anxious. She seems to know something others don't. Lunan is taken for testing. They take multiple samples, both biometric data and blood, nearly every possible test. He wonders how much more blood he'll lose. The supervisor puts him through the full exam series, then activates the light system. She leads him to Commander Wan. The commander says it's registration protocol for base access. Lunan asks if they found anything strange. She says no, but her tone suggests otherwise. He still fears they're hiding something. Her words make everything even harder to believe. She only remarks he exceeds all health standards. End of story. After a day exhausted by tests, Lunan visits his master that night. He explains he joined the monster hunters to gather information. Mazane praises his resolve and promises full support. He says to call him Muchin, now the name demons once used. He reveals he was Mujin, Royal Guard of Kant. He says after Kant crossed the passage, deserters in the human realm will rise once they learn the prince grows stronger. At the right time they'll join on the battlefield to help him seize the throne. Muchin vows to place Kan's son on the new throne. Meanwhile, under the full moon, a lake glows crimson. Its light erupts violently. Bai attaches Creed, one who bears hatred, has finally pierced into the human realm. Kun resolves to hunt Lunan, whom he blames for his mother's death. Meanwhile, in the demon realm, villages paying tax to the new king vanish. Some say they fled, others say they were pulled into the rift and died. A soldier reports sighting the one called the envoy. It turns out, a narrow trail leads straight to the rift's edge. People who saw blue butterflies disappeared the same night. The servant thinks remnants of the old king's faction or rebels unite against the new king. He orders an immediate forest sweep for clues. A blue butterfly flits through the canopy and vanishes. Scene shifts to the human realm. A man and woman observe. A blue butterfly rise from the water like a monster. The creature has been captured. They plan to destroy it, concluding it crossed a spatial gate for reconnaissance. Kun orders it spared and tracked. On her way home, Luna senses being watched. She instantly knows someone is tailing her, but she can't see his face or sense his aura. She decides to lure him to a deserted spot to counterattack. On the bus, Lunan sees Luna heading away from home. At this hour, why is she wandering? He senses a strange aura around her. Without hesitation, he rings the bell and gets off. Soon after, Luna reaches her chosen site. The creature loses her trail and snarls in search. A metal rod should have pierced it, but stops midway. It breaks free too easily. Its form shifts into a giant serpent demon. Luna confirms her guess, it's a demon, but she doesn't know why it's hunting her. The demon says she already knows his purpose. It lunges, sliding along its body like lightning, but cannot catch her. It grabs Luna, then smashes her into the ground. She faints. It's disappointed her blue butterfly power is weaker than expected. Asks where the key is. Luna seems finished, but then glows fiery red. Her true claws emerge from sealed memories, and they carve the serpent's tail into pieces. Her true form finally appears. Cat ears, many tails Ari, the nine-tailed fox. The serpent says she should be in Bei Longya and demands answers. He declares she has no choice left. He attacks repeatedly, but she's too fast to touch. Luna erupts in fury and unleashes power identical to her mother's. Even the sigils and techniques match. The serpent is shocked, unaware she held such a high rank. He concludes she's too dangerous and must die, despite Kin's order to take her alive. Luna charges in, slashing relentlessly while the serpent is trapped. She tries to tear it apart in one strike, but her claws aren't sharp enough to finish it. It bites her and drags her toward its mouth. She can only cling to its teeth. One more bite and she's prey. A fang grazes her skin, its poison draining her life. It seems this is the end for our waifu. Then a familiar voice calls her name. She looks back, shocked to see Lunan. How did he show up at this moment? Terrified, Luna shouts she can explain, though unsure she'll survive. She doesn't know how long she can hold on. Lunan grabs her, knocks the fang aside, and says explanations can wait. He throws a punch, stunning the serpent. The serpent realizes his outmatched, dives in the ground and vanishes. Luna tries to stop it, but injuries and poison leave her helpless. Lunan wants to chase it, but saving her matters more. He carries her, telling her not to force herself. After a while they reach home. After first aid her condition stabilizes, Lunan asks if she's a demon and how long she's known his identity. She admits since that day at school when she saw the pill. Lunan gets angry. because she knew long ago but hid it. Demons attacked him before, so how could he rely on her? His reproach hurts Luna because it's true. She says she stayed by him just like his mother once did. Luna doesn't understand, nor does the narrator. Luna explains M1 has long fought demons. Ju claims they protect humanity, but Jeem secretly sent spies in the demon realm. One was captured, Un, who became Empress and Lunan's mother. She proved humans and demons could coexist. So many factions sought her death. When the hybrid child was born, assassinations targeted the Empress, but as an elite agent she survived many tries, but she weakened after countless clashes. She feared stronger enemies would rise, and she couldn't protect her son, so she secretly formed her own military force. Its goal was to safeguard the prince. That was the blue butterflies, and Luna is one of them. Luna shows Lunan a secret recording at M1's facility. She monitored them because she doubted their motives, and her suspicions were right. It's a copy of footage from the attack day. A large segment is cut, implying a hidden room holds classified data on the Empress. The info makes Lunan's eyes light up. He says they must go now, but Luna warns even together they can't infiltrate. She devises another plan for the situation. Meanwhile, the serpent soldier returns to report to Kun. He recounts everything and why he fled. Kun knows their secret and the key are exposed, but can only wait to find it first. A new day begins at the training grounds. The pink-haired girl rushes in, clinging to Lunan's arm for help. She points at a strange creature chasing her. It's the fool who once tried to fight Lunan and was beaten badly. He keeps lunging after her. Our duo still don't know what's going on. They just laugh at the scene, looking cheerful. Luna says they're like kids and shows a hint of jealousy. Lunan agrees, saying though no one wants to be here. Sea stays bright. Luna says each person's fate is carved at birth, unchangeable, so they must keep moving forward. They reach the cut section of the footage and look for a hidden entry. While probing the walls, they detect an unusual echo when tapping. She channels her power, unexpectedly opens a secret door. Luna did expect to be this easy. As they go deeper, they find creatures sealed in glass tubes. At the same moment, while they search documents, Kun is at the apartment where he had a date. Lunan finds ancient notes, and Luna uncovers a new truth, a photo of his mother standing beside Lunan as a child. They trace a file on Yayan, Lunan's mother. Both stare silently at mothers who never raised them and died to demons. Lunan opens every page about her. To him it's all foreign since he never knew her. While reading he senses a strange presence. Someone is approaching. Luna warns the person is closing in fast. Lunan says they must hide in the ceiling. The newcomer is director of Sector 11. He enters their room and picks up a book. While they crawl into the vent, they stay pressed together, observing calmly. Their proximity is extremely close. They wait, analyzing the situation. When the director finishes, he leaves. Luna whispers in Luna's ear that he's gone, which makes her blush. They lock eyes, as if a spark passes between them. Luna leans in and tells her to wait. Luna thinks he'll kiss her, recoils to refuse, but then, Lunan says it's about her hair. What could be wrong with her hair? He says wind is blowing through it, meaning this vent leads to another room. Elsewhere the director pauses to think. He wonders who sneaked into the archive room. Lunan follows the airflow into a new room. The duct continues into a laboratory. There, Professor Laren talks with a young girl. She asks if the girl feels dizzy or nauseous from the amplified dose. They seem to have found an important clue. Suddenly a woman applies a strange solution, then whispers secret instructions to Laren for her to report any irregularity she senses. After a long night cramped in vents, they return to the dorm. Lunan asks Luna's thoughts about that lab. Luna says Laren has always been suspicious and extreme in training. Lunan believes it's directly connected. He hands Luna his phone to check. It's the photo he took from his mother's file. The info shocks her deeply. Its coordinates deep beneath the ocean. The mark matches the rumored demon realm entrance from the informant. The same gate the expedition once crossed. Luna asks if they're forcing Laren to repeat what Lunan's mother once did. Luna believes so. Meanwhile, Kun is in the protagonist's apartment rummaging. He tears Lunan's part out of the photo with his mother, exactly what he wishes to do in reality. Kun is caught by the building guard. The guard asks why he's here in a monitored place, calling him a drifter. Another staffer wonders why he's unnaturally tall. Tragically for the innocent standing before him, his fate is cruel despite merely doing his job. A scream echoes. Elsewhere a creature is shackled tight. Beasts are driven to the chasm gate and thrown into the vortex to widen it. One of them breaks free and attacks the guards. The king approaches, ready to handle like a feast. He rages, demanding why troop numbers aren't rising. A retainer reports soldiers fled into the forest to join Khan's resistance. King Kong is furious. He pushes Barrow to the vortex edge, demanding why he dares mention Khan's ghost. Barrow can only beg for mercy. The king throws him into the depths and orders more beasts tossed in to widen the gate. The servant vows to remember that final command. Barrow believes if the gate closes, he'll die soon anyway. Back in the human realm, two clothed beings talk in a dark alley, waiting for Mu Chen. Mu Sen, a man with a strange tumor, believes the prince still lives. He tries to light a cigarette to calm himself, but his lighter bursts into heavy flame, caused by something abnormal above them. A demon lurks in the building, Kun silently watching, then appearing right behind them. His speed exceeds their reflexes. Kun tells them not to believe foolish rumors. The two panic, retreat, then flee. One climbs the building, the other darts into a narrow alley. Each runs in a different direction to escape. Kun doesn't bother picking a target. He shoots fire at the one above and tears off his arm with a flame strike. Pitiful indeed, though, as now a crippled demon, Kun corners him for information. He politely introduces himself as Kyun to the man. Kun's appearance is absurd since he should be dealing with Sena, so he gambles everything, charging with full force at Kun. His strike is dodged effortlessly, and in a blink he collapses. Kun asks the rumored prince's location. He swears he doesn't know, but Kun rejects that. A large metal object hurtles toward them. Kun instantly reappears elsewhere and evades it. The thrower is the girl who was with him. She hurled it. She tries peering through the smoke, but is blindsided by a close-range strike. A blast of fire shoots at her. The ambush shocks her. Kun splits the metal bar and presses the attack. He climbs the building, hunting his prey, but sees no one. Yet the wounded girl hides not far away, and Kin will find her soon. He will surely extract more intel from her. Next morning is peaceful except for a giant crater where a car fell. The area is sealed off and quarantined. Even the on-site team doesn't know its depth or origin. While workers measure it, tragically one is dragged into the pit. Likely the first time has seen such a creature, and the last, the demons barrow through down are falling into the human world, then destroying everything they meet. Perhaps we're arriving at the story's beginning point. Alarms blare at 1. An attack at Sector 23 is reported. She feels excited for her first anti-demon mission. Though I'm worried, teammates tell her not to be happy when she could die. Nero is also at M1 for this fight. Luna says it's a Group C mission so he can't go, but the hero ignores her. If demons appear in the world, he must fight. Massive beasts swallow people when they arrive, only rubble remains. On the helicopter, 3 warriors bet whole kill the most, but the captain views the situation as extremely dire. They leap from the helicopter and enter the zone. The scene looks just like Shinji no Kaijin. The monsters revel as they ravage the human world. The first warrior closes in, using speed to cleave the beast in half, shattering it into pieces. Yuhan wields super speed and delights in battle. It's her first time truly unleashed. Though she loses to Nero, she has no chance against the guard boy. The boy moves instantly and efficiently slays demons. Piltover guard unleashes a powerful strike. An agent Jiangxi uses fearsome armor arts. They look like kids when fighting, but that's only their naive appearance. Their ruthless handling Psy beasts clumsy yet terrifying. Lyran is entirely different. She watches with visible irritation. Realizing 5 are approaching, she calmly analyzes the whole situation. Lyran appears like a battlefield goddess, using supreme technique, wiping out the pack in one move, landing lightly on corpses to inspect traces. To her, these battles are no challenge. Though called arrogant, she's admired for strength, but the ease makes her suspect something wrong. Even pondering, she's unsure what she's missed, and finds no answers, just kill everything. Sadly, life isn't simple. A colossal beast rises from the abyss. It's so huge it blots out the sky. She finally meets a worthy foe. This exceeds estimates. Can she withstand it? The government orders immediate evacuation. Chaos spreads everywhere. Musen searches for someone familiar. He finds Hannah gravely wounded. He didn't expect her this ruined. In pain, she warns that Kyun has descended to Earth. The news horrifies them. Musen urges her to rest, but she refuses. She ignores death, wanting only to know if the prince lives. Hearing the answer, that the true royal bloodline survives and it's real, she cries in joy and takes her final breath. As chaos expands, Kun has arrived in the human world and sees everything. He eagerly hunts Lunan to vent his hatred. On the battlefield, the giant beast is overwhelming. Lyran gives everything to restrain it. If it escapes, the city collapses and they all die. As she's about to be crushed unexpectedly, the one she scorns appears as her savior. Lunan is stronger than she thought, destroying the giant with one blow. The titan turns to ash and fragments. Agents call it impossible. She runs to embrace her knight. Another says it was luck. Lyran stays silent. Luna approaches, helps her up and offers a hand since the area is unsafe, but she refuses. Luna says she's always like that, no use calling her. Lyran storms off the field. Wounded or evacuated, many suffered from these beasts. Seeing casualties, Luna knows part of the blame is his. Luna says they should return to M1. Luna tells teammates it's not over. He believes this is only the beginning. Soon after, Musen seeks allies to report Kun's return. All know he was King Kong's right hand and strongest demon, but Musen warns not to be fooled by reputation. Decades ago, the battlefield was filled with charred corpses and devoured souls, true hell. And now that scene will repeat on Earth. The gate above widens. The former king's warriors must emerge for the next battle. They cannot believe this round is hopeless. The gate splits open again, for the demon king's general has come personally to destroy them. All resistance fighters charge at once. Him, but even together they cannot budge him. Chine, with overwhelming power, carves his name into the battle. He flings them away with one strike. So easily they cannot even see him move. He beheads all survivors of the old war without mercy, just by driving his sword into the ground. A sea of fire surges out to swallow the targets. Musen blocks it, saving the last 2 rebels. Withstanding such a technique makes Chin admit the old man is formidable. But Musen shows no respect. He despises Chin's attitude. Despite the past, Chin chose to follow the traitor who backstabbed his brother. He taunts Kan's former commander, now in exile. They clash violently. Chin demands to know where the key is. Musen is cornered. Knowing he cannot win, the 2 girls he saved step in to help, but to Chine, they are insects. Behind the wall, Musen hears only screams. They hold him off only to buy time. Soon the wall bursts apart, and Chin closes in. They flee for a few seconds, just enough time for him, but both girls die. Yet even that cannot stop Chin from hunting Musen. He enters the city, walking through the crowd. People think he's a sci-fi actor filming a scene. Since childhood, Chin has hated humans, and seeing them fuels his rage. He strikes. the first unlucky young man is caught. He is torn in half, bringing Chin satisfaction. As the butcher chases Musen and wrecks the city, the old man flees at full speed. To him, those who just died were his final companions in a long life, young people he promised to protect, and now they die so he may live the road ahead soaked in blood again. Chin hunts Ronin, while the old man must keep the prince safe until the moment comes. Musen truly feels Chin killing civilians to force him out, but to protect the future king, he must restrain himself. On this long journey, he bears endless pain. Countless important lives have fallen. Now the true hero is about to return, but how many more innocents can he endure losing? Chin has no reason to spare anyone. He holds a grudge because his mother abandoned him for a human. His childhood was hell, and he wants humanity to pay. A young man hides under a car, about to be the next victim, but as expected, the old man cannot let more blood spill. Why does he act only when his demon comrades die? He turns back and charges at Chin, calling him a coward for using civilians to force him out. Chin replies that Musen was foolish, he isn't luring anyone, he's purging his mind by killing. Revenge is his entire purpose, no logic applies to him. Musen unleashes all remaining strength. Anyone facing him is doomed. Chin cannot be defeated. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, the first battle zone is evacuated. Luna tells Ronan that someone is hunting the Blue Butterfly group. The beautiful girl says she cannot reveal details, but the Blue Butterfly group is the faction that wants to place Chin on the Black Throne. While the two discuss, Lyrim notices and follows them. We still cannot guess her intent. Commander M1 contacts them, informing agents of a Code 9 situation near the area. It is 4.1 km away from them. A Code 9 event is underway. This means a legendary level enemy has appeared. Footage shows two humanoid beings capable of leveling the entire city. Ronan recognizes one as Musen but not the black-haired one. The agents panic, for this exceeds any monster they've faced. Even the proud Lyran trembles before these humanoid entities. Luna should have recognized him but stays silent. Ronan is hit hardest by the sight. Without thinking, he rushes toward the battlefield. One person calls after him, saying he's too handsome to go. Another says Ronan is running from fear. Luna chases him, saying it's too dangerous to go alone. Shall accompany him. None of them know the man in the footage is Musen. Not long ago, the old man was Ronan's teacher and greatest helper since his grandmother died. Luna follows close, still unsure Ronan should enter that battle. She tells Agent M1 that Musen is merely a purged demon-class threat. If Ronan truly wants to save him, they must arrive before all other teams. She vows to support her companion. Ronan thought he would be alone, but now he can rely on her. On the battlefield, Chin devastates everything while hunting Mujin. He praises Mujin as not bad, but useless against him. Nothing escapes his blade as he presses to finish it. His demon eyes blaze with hatred, and his speed wipes out everything around him. Mujin cannot follow those movements. He relies only on defense. His skin, harder than diamond, is his sole advantage, but even that cannot hold. His arm is severed. The black blade crushes it into fragments. Chin says he's getting bored. All sacrifices Mujin carried to preserve the royal line's hope now crumble. Heat from the strikes melts his arm. The wound cannot heal. A wielder of such power can destroy anything. Chin signals his leg is next. Eyes intent on tearing him apart. Mujin gathers all remaining strength. He cannot win, but he can wear the youth down. Arrogant youth is a flaw. He roars that the fight ends only when Chin's head hits the ground. He swings a heavy blow, forcing Chin to lift his sword to block. He blocks it, but not as easily as before. He admits the old man's strength is like a storm. Pity he restrains himself to avoid harming bystanders. Chin charges in to fulfill his promise to sever the leg, but the old man still has the will to resist. He drives his foot into the ground. A pillar of energy erupts. For an instant, he sees hope, but then he realizes his leg is shorter. The energy stakes are cut too. Chin stands behind him, unscathed, having completed his threat. Youth overwhelms age. He acknowledges Mujin's skill but grants no mercy. Now it's time he pays for betraying the demon clan. That price is his life. Everything he protected will vanish with him. Mujin accepts death without hesitation. Chin says he will make it painless, but Mujin feels no respect. He calls him a bastard, trampling human and demon lives. What right does he have to represent the demon clan? Chin begins sensing something unusual. This energy isn't Mujin's. A massive power approaches. Before Chin can grasp it, that force slams into his face like a meteor. Ronan's strike looks like a Kamehameha. His face burns with fury. Seeing him, Mujin is overwhelmed with emotion. He recalls serving King Kan, who taught that a king must protect himself and his followers to earn loyalty. Ronan's back radiates regal majesty. Mujin recognizes his commander and comrades. A symbolic tear glimmers in his eye. Ronan stands between the Demon King and both the city and his teacher. Luna identifies herself as Blue Butterfly support. She warns that M1 is arriving and will sweep the area. She must pull Ronan out now, but disturbance halts her. A Chin steps out from the smoke. The blow tore his clothes, but his body is intact. Ronan senses this foe far surpasses all demons his met. One swing could fell him. Chin sees the boy holding the key to his hatred. That child reignites the reason he loathes humanity. Ronan too bears deep hatred for demons who took his grandmother. Before they clash, Luna leaps between them, breaking the formation. Both are stunned as Luna reveals her true demon form and asks to face Chin. Ronan refuses, seeing it as suicidal. Luna says M1 must rescue Musen, and she will stall the enemy. Ronan must leave while she buys time. Her words force him to trust her. He tells her to stay alive until he returns, and thanks her deeply. Luna has her own motive, a reason beyond Ronan. As the wind shifts color, Chen's memories and chaotic emotions surge, rekindling a wound long buried. He once abandoned his last family, haunted for years. years. On his path of vengeance, he left even his sister behind. Hearing her name, Luna is confused how he knows it. She forces him to answer immediately. Chin stays silent, blocking her words. Enraging Luna, she strikes, demanding the truth. Chin cannot withstand her power. Luna unleashes a full-force opener, slamming him into the ground with a quake-like impact. She twists midair, using her legs as weapons, kicking straight into his torso. He cannot react in time. She grabs him and drags him upright, asking again how he knows that name. Her tears fall. Chin weakly murmurs Zim. Luna shouts her name and title Royal Guard of King Kan. Chin sobs that he suffered alongside Luna even after she died. He cannot understand why she still exists. The two final siblings meet again. Team M1 storms into the Super Demon battle zone. Layurin waits to open fire. All freeze at the sight of devastation. Flames consume everything, exceeding even fuel truck explosions. She orders the formation to regroup immediately. Her demeanor shifts to strict severity. Even proud M1 grasps the danger. A single mistake will cost lives. Ronan struggles to carry the old man from the battlefield. Murzone's body grows lighter, turning to ash like all dying demons. Ronan's tears pour as he begs Missin to hold on. He is losing his last remaining family. His first true friend, Navin his only teacher, departs. His final words: the living must bear the fallen's will and may reshape fate. Mizone says meeting Ronan was an honor, then crumbles to dust. Ronan buckles under this new loss. Luna faces her brother on the front line. She firmly declares her role as guardian of the hybrid king. Chen roars he will crush all of Kan's guards. Luna mocks him as a coward for not killing her himself before. She dashes in, striking his face, then instantly retreats out of range. Even before her blood brother, she refuses to waver. She says if he truly wanted her dead, he wouldn't have sent that keepsake. That necklace proves he still clings to family. He mutters a vague apology, but refuses to answer her question, declaring his chosen path is solitary and drenched in blood. He will destroy anyone in his way, even Luna. Suddenly a figure radiating freezing air appears. Luna's shocked he returns so quickly. That look on her comrade's face is what she never wanted to see. Mizan is gone, and Ronan now stands before Chen. Ronan's fury erupts. He declares Chen will die. Chen replies that it's perfect because he came to kill Ronan too. Their foretold fated battle finally ignites. They bombard each other, collapsing structures. Chen pierces buildings like plastic toys. Ear-splitting noise echoes everywhere. Ronan's ice pressure pushes him, but the Demon King's blood resists. Chen's fire arts pierce through layers of ice. His hatred equals his bloodline power. Whether Ronan can surpass that hatred is unclear. Luna truly doesn't know Ronan's limits, but believes he is stronger than ordinary demons. She senses Ronan's energy surging, but Chen compensates with refined combat mastery. As a demon general, he could kill Ronan. She must intervene, but is Chen the one she should stop? A foggy doubt clouds her mind. She slaps herself awake. No wavering. She fights for the king. Focus. Chen coldly controls the flow of battle. Every strike of the Demon King's Sun carries lethal intent. One hit would tear Ronan apart if he fails to dodge. As Ronan evades, Chen sees that he too has lost loved ones. Fate is cruel to both, isn't it? Now Chen will pour all rage and despair onto Ronan. He unleashes a killing opener. But Ronan's resolve does not break, yet something unsettles him. Luna enters the fight, saying he cannot face Chen alone. Normal attacks cannot pierce Chen's defense. Ronan does not want to accept that, but Chen's state makes it undeniable. Luna says that if Chen finds even one opening, he'll kill her instantly, but with perfect coordination. They can defeat him, they must unite. Is that possible? Ronan is unsure, but he chooses to trust Luna. The battle rages on. Team 1 led by Aram arrives. They never anticipated such a scene. Seeing comrades scattered on the field, and Ronan at the center of chaos, not to mention Luna in terrifying form, transformed into a murderous fox spirit. Aram witnesses it directly. Chen raises his blade defensively, ready to block his sister's strike. Luna becomes a ninetail, unleashing foxfire that engulfs the area. Its power exceeds all her previous limits. Chen falls into an infinite white illusion. Ronan charges it, stabbing him from behind with a critical blow. Chen praises it, calling it impressive, but says this is exactly what he wanted. He transforms, grabs Ronan's arm in a crushing lock, and begins draining his life force. The drainage is terrifyingly fast. Luna stands helplessly, unable to block the frenzy of attacks. All attacks are aimed at Ronan. Chen's bloodline power erupts, forcing Ronan to go full power. The energy surpasses Chen's capacity to absorb. A massive surge of power lights up the entire city. Team M1 can only stare. Ronan's force pierces from the human realm into the demon realm. The demons under Kun have long awaited this moment. Kun and his small legion face the sky-splitting pillar and scream that doomsday has come. At last they will conquer the human world. He orders his legion to unleash all their suffering. Everything they endured will be inflicted on humanity. Countless demons receive the command to massacre humans, and one agent stand frozen, unable to believe the sight. The sky splits, a massive gate opens. The monster army's invasion of Earth officially begins. A figure appears on a rooftop, running through falling embers, none other than handsome Ronan. They cannot understand why he stands there amid catastrophe, but Aram holds a deep, unshakable suspicion. The city panics as people realize the world has changed forever. Deformed creatures descend, tearing chaos into flesh. Demons make even the bravest warriors tremble like cowards. Scenes once seen only in videos now become reality. Daylight collapses. Monsters attack from all sides. Civilians suffer brutally. People from all walks will soon meet in the afterlife. The city is recorded from countless angles. When one command receives word of escalating emergency, the captain demands a report. Agents say they cannot contain the swarm in this state, but the captain remains calm. He says to follow the 10-year plan he prepared for this moment. Luna is gravely wounded, collapsed with tired red eyes. Someone lurks around the house, stalking. Ronan sprints at full speed to grab the medical kit. When he returns, the steel window is shattered, signaling her danger. Luna is fully unconscious, and Liarum is about to finish her. She gathers all force into her hand for the strike. Ronan appears and stops her. His power forces her to halt, but Aram is determined and attacks Ronan as well. He cannot understand why she does this. Aram says there's something he must see to understand. She drags Luna's body aside. She shows him proof she cannot ignore. He must look. The wound on Luna's chest is turning to ash. This happens only to demons. Aram insists that if so, Luna is a monster and must die. Ronan yells at her not to be stupid, but Aram fully trusts her logic. Ronan pulls Luna close and calmly says, "They have fought together for years. That matters more than anything." Aram still prepares to stab unconscious Luna. To her, the past is meaningless. Monsters must die. Ronan releases freezing aura across the room, making her feel his true power. He states plainly that he is not human either. Ronan explains, the monsters once tried to kill him, and if humans want to harm him too, his cold eyes deny all factions. He no longer knows where he belongs. Arm's spine chills, the air freezes. Ronan steps closer, asking if she chooses to oppose him. The radio crackles, reporting the city's destruction. Stunning her, she proposes a truce. Who he is doesn't matter as long as they share the same battlefield. That applies to Luna as well. Ronan stays to care for both girls. Ronan carefully cleans Luna's wounds. He does everything he can to save her. The rest depends on Luna's own vitality. Ronan puts on his old outfit from the first chapter and heads to battle. And one agents usually cannot handle giant monsters, and they face many setbacks, though viewers cannot hear clearly. Only elite forces can stand against them. Sai cheers at her own power, though she still finds it insufficient. Teammates' mistakes dampen her mood. The two continue, joining forces to destroy demons. Lai Rung returns to the field, supporting Li Lam. She pours all strength into resisting the monsters. She is currently the strongest agent, able to defeat dozens of demons alone. Her fighting spirit is extraordinary, but no matter how strong, after slaying more demons, she slips. A demon lunges to devour her. It bites her arm before she can react. Another arm smashes the creature apart. Ronan saves her again. This has happened repeatedly lately. The protagonist shows no mercy to demons. Lai Rung again witnesses his battle prowess. Ronan wipes out all monsters around them. He asks where Qin is. His face clearly shows intent to hunt. Liram shivers at his chilling aura. She reports seeing no sign of him, likely his hiding. She asks for a minute to go with him, but pain makes her collapse. She insists on returning to base for treatment, but something strange occurs. Her wound is turning to ash just like Luna's. Chen watches from afar as the city is destroyed, torn apart by the demon army pouring from the gate. A subordinate rushes to report humanity is being crushed like insects. He says the demon king will reward Chen for finding the key, but when he mentions the blue butterfly girl, Chen's expression instantly shifts. His tension is unmistakable. The subordinate fails to notice and continues, "They nearly killed that girl." Chen grabs the demon's throat immediately, saying it will not suffer long. Its head falls off in an instant. He looks like someone needing psychiatric help, his twisted face full of madness. Liram returns to M1 and receives treatment. Her wound fully heals. The doctor says this is abnormal. Humans cannot self-repair like that. Yet it happened. Liram grows uneasy and snatches the syringe. She demands to know what it really is. The doctor reacts nervously. Liram ignores, wanting only the truth. This panics the doctor. Liram throws her against the wall, asking directly. The doctor claims it's only a painkiller. Liram says if that's true, she won't mind injecting the doctor. The woman struggles, showing it is not just a painkiller. Finally, she confesses it's Demon Dina to enhance humans. Liram feels like entering a nightmare. She once intended to kill Luna for being a demon, now she is like them. The doctor argues it helps humanity survive and does no harm. Liram feels blatantly betrayed. Her hatred of demons drove her entire life, yet her own organization turned her into what she despises. The doctor decides to take her to the lab, a classified zone forbidden to agents. Liram doesn't care, she wants to see it herself. Inside the lab are countless glass tanks containing living demons of many kinds. The doctor boasts about the place and her research, admitting capturing them alive is extremely difficult. This collection helps her create being stronger than demons yet still human. But she chooses words so terrible that she brings ruin upon herself. Liram now has a reason to do what she has never done. Though the doctor is human, she will meet the same end as demons. Liram believes everything was a trick to bind her power, but it will end here. She doesn't strike the doctor immediately. Instead, she unlocks all the demons the woman proudly kept. They are the doctor's prized possessions. Very well. Then, "Madam," the woman bursts into rage but is instantly restrained. Those creatures now want to make her their test subject. They want to see how long she lasts before being torn apart. Liram watches while the doctor begs. People would think Liram would save a human from monsters, but not this woman. Her pleading does not move Liram at all. The doctor's greatest achievement becomes the witness to her final moments. Then Liram turns and walks away. The woman screams in despair. No one speaks up to help her. The door closes as demon jaws close. Some time later, Luna wakes with a sharp breath, shocked to see the girl who hated her sitting beside her, waiting. Luna wonders if she came to finish her. For the first time, Liram speaks to Luna like a normal person. Luna isn't sure whether she knows her demon identity, nor what she knows about Ronan. Questions flood her mind. So she asks directly, "Are you here to kill me?" Liram replies, "After everything I did to save you." "That's what you think." Luna doesn't know how to trust her now. Liram gets straight to the point. She says only Ronan can turn the tide, and he will only fight at full strength knowing Luna is safe. So she is here to protect Luna per Ronan's request. Back to the battlefield, when one agents are slowly being overwhelmed. At last, the one who can save Earth appears. Ronan rampages, destroying everything in his path. He fights while questioning himself, not understanding why he is hunted or must bear this burden. But if wiping out demons is the only way, then he is ready to see it through.